What's up, everybody? Welcome to How Reroll. It is Thursday, which means it is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Joining me, your Game Master tonight, are our four heroes of the Empire, starting off with Nat.
Hey guys, it's me, and I play Oldette Guzzlewit, the Halfling Agitator, who agitates elves.
Yeah. Also joining us is Shaggit.
Hey guys, I play Matthew Bain Gladshore, the Elvish Apprentice Wizard, and well, that's all he is. he's still getting his he has a pig nose. And
pig nose, yay!
Yeah, pig nose. Woohoo!
Also joining us is Spook.
Hey guys, I am the Dragon Spooker, and I am playing for you Bertilda Rosamond, the human mercenary.
And last but not least is Satchmo.
That's me, I'm Satchmo. I play Catarel Dark Eagle. He's an outrider, he's an elf, and he's better than Matthew Bain.
And that's all you know.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. So what has been going on? Our heroes have brought refugees from Utengard, which is the hometown of Bertilda, to the city of Middenheim, city of the White Wolf. When they were on the road bringing the refugees here, a priest of Sigmar who accidentally fell in a hunter's trap, impaled himself and promptly died, entrusted them with a holy relic of Sigmar to make sure it was sent to the Church of Sigmar upon their arrival. They did that. Someone stole it. They did some investigations. They found the frame, but not the religious icon itself. Various other things happened, in which case they were sent over to work with the priests of Ulrich, who sent them to find and bring back, so that it could not fall into the wrong hands, a brass skull of Khorne, a chaos relic. They did that. They succeeded in doing that. Then somebody decided it would be a great idea to poison the wells of the city of the White Wolf with warp dust, causing chaos mutations. Our heroes thwarted that plan for the most part. And then, unfortunately, when they thought that all was going well, they came back and got betrayed by the deputy high priest of the Church of Ulrich. A big fiasco entailed, to where the deputy high priest of Ulrich was trying to cast aspersions on the witch hunters and the priests of Sigmar, which kind of led to a huge big fiasco of cultists in a basement underneath an inn. And long story short, a huge court case happened, and when things didn't kind of pan out everybody's way, chaos ensued, and everybody was sent to the palace. The priest of Sigmar, the priesthood of Ulrich, our heroes, the commander of the watch, all of the constabulary, the lore lords, everybody. Well, in that whole thing that was going on, people kinda started to think that maybe the High Priest of Ulrich might not be completely legit. And our heroes snuck out of the palace to go to the Collegium Theologica with the skull that one of the members of the Church of Ulrich, Father Ranulf, who seems to be legit, entrusted them with. When they got there for it to be investigated by this theological priest, they opened the box to find that it was actually just a severed head, and somebody had obviously not put the skull in there. And at this point, everybody is now thinking, yeah, the High Priest of Ulrich has got the skull. He's going to do bad things with it. So we're going to join our heroes as they are going to attempt to flee and break back into the palace, to confront, potentially, the High Priest of Ulrich, Father Ranulf, Commander Schutzman of the City Watch. Who knows? But the bottom line is they're going back to the palace, knowing full well that the likelihood is that the High Priest of Ulrich Werner Stoltz still has the skull in his possession. And that's where we're going to join them this evening. So yeah, let's kind of kick things off and see where this goes. So let me go ahead and bust out some change in mood and noise and stuff like that. All right, let's see. There we go, a bit of noise on the streets. And we'll go ahead and remove the dice pane. Alrighty, so you guys, so the last thing that happened is you left the Collegium Theologica, and being somewhat beaten up from an attempted waylaying in the streets, you made your way to the Temple of Sigmar, where you kind of got some, leaned upon them for a little bit of spiritual healing, which they did. So, I don't recall completely, what conversations did you guys have with the Sigmarites? If any.
I don't think we just told them kind of what was up, was the narration of it. We didn't have an RP session on it or anything. We just kind of told them, hey,
this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
It's
we were
worse than
like,
we
oh,
thought.
we got to get back to the place before the thing happens and the people
Got to get back to the palace. Okay.
do the stuff.
But basically you did kind of enlighten the priests of Sigmar that it did seem like there was something definitely afoot with the Aurikian deputy high priest, right? We did kind of cover that. I think maybe did we?
Oh, that things were afoot. Yeah, he's all messed up.
And it wasn't Werner Stoltz; it was Klaus Leibniz. Sorry, Werner Stoltz is the one that you can trust or seem to be able to trust.
We're
Who the hell
hoping
knows?
we can. We hope that he doesn't know that's what was in the box.
Yeah. So, okay. So yeah, they healed you, and then they also gave each of you a
Poultice.
healing poultice, which I think 3 of you went and guzzled them down to heal yourselves back to full.
Yep.
And Bertilda did not need to, so she still has hers.
Yeah, I'm also holding on to mine. I didn't.
Okay, you didn't drink yours? Right. Remember, if you fall below 3 wounds, they do not work. They only heal 1 wound. So don't hold them for too long. Like, drinking them when you're down to 1 or 2 wounds doesn't really help. Like, they will revitalize you, they won't bring you back from death's door. Because they're, herbal happy potions.
Given the way things have happened, that one might be more useful later. And then...
It might be. So, okay. So you're not too far away from the palace. So do you have a plan of how to get back into the palace? Obviously, y'all came down out of a second floor window. I doubt you probably left a rope dangling, knowing that would have led people to go, why is there a rope hanging there?
Fine, we'll just catapult the halfling back in and...
Toss me.
Well, I imagine the route we'd take would be more or less the same since we're familiar with it, right? I mean...
I don't think that's the hard part.
Yeah,
getting
back
a second floor window.
I think you guys getting back to the palace itself
that's
is
what I mean.
fairly straightforward.
That's what I meant, yeah, not like the physical window.
And again, knowing the back alleys and the back streets, you've already kind of figured out approximately what the guards, schedules are. So yeah, you'll be able to usher your way back to a side street where you can see the walls to the palace. The question now is, how do you want to tackle getting back in to the palace?
Well, so it's the second floor. I know that.
Yeah.
How high up is it? Because
About a floor.
how much is the floor?
Like one floor higher than the one that isn't.
Thanks, that clears things up. I mean, because I'm just thinking like, Odette can climb on my shoulders, I can climb on Bertilda's shoulders, and we both.
I mean,
do
so
this.
it's a palace, which tends to have pretty high ceilings. So it's probably the second floor window is probably 12 or 13 feet off the ground.
So it is feasible that we could just hoist Odette up between the three of us, and
It totally
she could get
is.
up there.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
As goofy as it is, it would work.
mean,
So that's probably what
create
we
a
do.
tower of elves and have a halfling
Is
climb it.
What is the door frame or the window frame? Is it wooden or is it stone?
It is stone.
Okay.
The question really is, did you close the window or not?
I don't think we closed it.
Probably.
Well,
was-
I don't think we specified. Would we have?
Well, and that's what
Well-
I'm asking.
What's
the
weather?
Oh, the weather has been fine.
Like a nice night to have a window open?
I
mean,
feel
yeah.
like we would have thought of that.
Yeah, the question is, would you have left the window ajar deliberately knowing you had to come back in through it? Or would you have closed it feeling that potentially an open window might make people go, what's that window? I would be fine either way. You just tell me.
I think we would have thought of coming back and having to get back in.
It would seem like a fairly logical thing.
I don't think an ajar window would draw too much attention as long as it's not like wide open with lights. Like, what's that? Why is it wide open? Like a little window opening.
Well, I mean, also think about the logistics of climbing out. Like, who would the last
How
person
would
would
we-
have
yeah,
be
how
like,
would we
yeah, let's
close
close it.
Closed behind them, right? Yeah.
That doesn't
So,
seem. Yeah, because we'd just be climbing down. That takes a lot of concentration.
Okay, so let's assume then that the window is slightly ajar. And obviously
And
the
these are
windows would open
stone.
out.
Not a completely jar. Not completely.
No,
jar.
not a complete jar, just slightly ajar. What do you want to with
Hammer,
that
quite
information? What's the relevance of that?
I just got a polearm. We use that to open the window more so that it's easier to get through.
You have a what?
A polearm. Oh
A
yeah.
polearm that I got from that one guy
Yeah.
who tried
Well,
killing me, and I
you're
was like,
6
"What you gonna
foot.
do?"
I mean, you're close to
Polearm?
6 foot tall. You've got 3 feet of arms, or at least two and a half feet of arms.
Jesus.
Yeah, maybe 2.5 feet of arms. And then a
wingspan
pole arm.
of
Yeah, you could definitely reach
Shaq.
the window with the tip of the pole arm to kind of
Yeah,
hook
yeah.
it
Just
open.
prop it open a little bit to make
Uh-huh.
it easier to get up.
Yep.
And then we get Odette on our shoulders and to hoist, right? Like,
Okay, but once you get her up there, how are we getting in?
will she lower a rope or tied bed sheets?
Well, you obviously got down somehow, so I'm assuming whatever method you use, if you use a rope to come down, either you have that rope or that rope is up there. So, in fact, it would have to be down here. Someone would have to have it because there wouldn't have been anybody up there to untie it and hide it, right?
So how would we have it down below if someone was under untied?
I was thinking the priest probably drew the rope back after we left to like hide it.
no one was in there though. We had
No one
waited
was
for
in there.
dinner.
Yeah.
Y'all have waited for
Well,
meals
if the
and
window
stuff.
was open enough, you could have just thrown it back through the window.
And then hooked it closed with your pole arm. Or mostly closed, right?
Yeah. Either way,
He didn't have the pole arm.
I didn't have the pole arm when they
no,
left.
not at the time, but
So the window would be open enough for us all to have gotten out of it.
yeah, I mean, at most the last person as they kind of climbed down could have just kind of pushed it to so that it wasn't like wide open, but that's about it.
But we still could have left it open enough to throw the rope back through.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining, what would have happened there is you raffled up the rope and then chucked it back through the window. So
Okay,
it's
so the
up
rope
there.
is up there. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Let's get the
you're gonna-
halfling in there.
So
Yeet.
that's what you're going to basically build a tower and have Aldette clamber up you guys.
We could just toss old dead
in through the window. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. I mean, I think you've got you've got time to.
We fumble that roll and she hits the wall instead. And falls back.
He finds a +2 spear halfway up the wall.
Bertilda could probably shot put
Where'd
the
that come
halfling through. So
Yeah. No, I mean, with enough time, and y'all can take enough care to get Oldet through the window, and she can drop the rope down, and you can all scurry back up
Oh, parking, I'm sorry.
and into the palace. Okay.
Yes.
Once you're back inside your room, what do you guys want to do? Now, bearing in mind, there is a curfew on. Everybody, in theory, is still inside the palace. Father Ranulph is the one that come to you and told you, I think something's funny going on with, Herr Leibniz. Take this skull and go get it checked out.
As much as I would like to go to sleep now, I really think we need to make sure that Father Renolf hasn't bit it.
Also, we could.
And assumingly,
Yeah.
everybody still believes you're here and haven't left here.
So we should definitely do what Bertilda just said, and also see if he is a traitor too, right? I mean,
Okay. So you guys want to find Father Ranulph?
I mean,
Yes.
what would he possibly do? Transform into a chaos beast and attack us?
yes.
You
Let's
solve
find
the problem.
Ranulph.
Okay. How do you want to do? Are you all going to kind of just go wandering out back into the main section of the palace and just schmooze with everybody? Hey, Ranulph, what's up, bud?
I don't
Or do
much
you have
feel
a
like
more
schmoozing
kind of
with
like
any of these people.
cunning plan that you want to come up with?
We don't have cunning plans.
yeah, I was going to say that's the depth of our cunning, Gora. That is.
Everybody's kind of turning out to be an asshole. I don't really want to.
So the curfew is really for outside. Like people
Yeah, I mean,
can
there's
roam
nothing-
around the.
You're free to move around inside the palace. You're
Yeah.
just not free to leave the palace and go on the outside streets.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we don't need to be covert. I mean, we belong there because we're there. So I'm just gonna
don't
go
think-
onto the grounds and try to find Ranulph.
I don't think we should openly ask for him then. If we do, we're drawing attention to the fact that he is partially in league with us, and that would put him in more danger, would it not?
But we've had dealings with him before. I mean, it's
Can't we
He
just
came
talk to him in
us
private?
No, I
You
think
can
what
do
she
us
means is
covertly.
if you start asking around, have you seen Ranulph? Have you seen Ranulph?
Got
Have you
it.
seen
I-
Ranulph? You're drawing
Yes.
attention to the fact that you and Ranulph are like,
closer than we probably should be, and put a target on him.
Well, I mean, he's the one that sent us on.
Yes, but he came to us covertly. He didn't come to us.
Yeah.
No, not on this
Open.
quest. I'm talking about on quests before. We've
Yeah.
done stuff for him before.
Yes. Yes. So we would know him.
it
But-
fell off.
We don't really want to draw too much attention to him right now if we believe he's in danger, do we?
okay. So how do you propose we seek him out without letting anyone know we're seeking him out?
Not that we don't need to let anyone know. We just need to make sure we don't let the wrong people know.
But we don't know who the wrong people are. That's kind of the problem, right?
The
Let's
one-
go
the
walk
one who
up
has
and
the-
ask the deputy high priest.
Correct. Let's try
Hey
to
you,
keep it from him.
hey you, Chaos Skull Boy, have you seen Ranulph?
Hey, douche canoe. Where's...
Douche canoe.
I was just saying, I think we should ask people that we have a relationship with, as opposed to just randomly
In the
asking.
palace, it's just him. The other guy that we had a relationship with was
No, we
his
still
head
have
was
the
in a
other-
box.
Well, there's also
We have the other priest.
there is the captain of the watch, Ulrich Schutzmann. Who,
they're in the palace.
yeah, he's in the palace.
Okay.
Who currently he has no ill will towards you guys yet. You know,
Yet.
as far as he's concerned, you haven't actually technically done anything wrong because when
He
you
doesn't
were-
know
when-
that we forged his signature.
No, he doesn't know that. And whenever you were supposedly going to be handed over to him for doing things you shouldn't do, you never made it to him. And obviously, they took you and imprisoned you somewhere else. So they probably didn't go, by the way, we were going to bring these 4 people to you to let you know that they did some stuff they shouldn't have done. But then we decided to wrongfully imprison them. So just pretend it didn't happen.
And there's also
the first.
The
There's
question
also-
is, you don't know what side he's on, right? So
there's also the Sigmarian priest, right? That
Yes.
led the trial that we were in.
Yes.
The
league
high
with.
priest.
that's
The
the
high
High
priest.
Priest, Werner Stoltz, right?
Yeah, it starts.
All these names sound the same to me. I'm sorry. After all these sessions, I just hear the same name all the time.
Werner Stoltz is the High Priest of Sigmar. Klaus Liebnitz is the Deputy High Priest of...
That's the only one that sounds different to me.
And Ulrich Schutzmann is the Captain of the Guard.
Schultzman? Okay.
Yeah, Ulrich Schutzmann.
Yes.
So, yeah.
My
Okay,
notes
so
are
you want to
literally
find
just those
Father
3
Ranulph.
names.
So what is your game plan for doing that?
The commander of the watch makes the most sense because why would the Sigmarine high priest know where an Ulrichian is, right?
I suppose.
I mean, the
Thank you for the research.
I'm just saying, the one that would know where he is probably the one guy we don't want to ask. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to get back to him that we are looking for him. Because we have now seen what happens when people align themselves with us.
It might be good to tell Werner Stoltz that there is a connection on the inside that has similar worries.
Well, I mean, the high priest, not Leibniz. What's his name again? Werner
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 Stoltz.
Stoltz?
He probably would want to know that the witness is dead. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
We
might
need-
want to talk
we
to
need
him
to speak
too.
with
Yeah,
him
the
either way.
head in the box. Head in a box.
what's in the box? You know, I got a message the other night. Someone was like, "Why didn't you say what's in the box?" Like,
What's in the box?
anyway.
It's
So
not in chat.
Put
Somebody
your
said
head
in
in the
chat.
box. Open the box.
okay, so those are the two we should seek out, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Let's go out in the palace grounds and see who we see first.
Okay, so are you gonna like inquire after them, or are you gonna covertly sneak around trying to spot them? I guess is my question.
I think we would try to see if we could find them first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think sneaking would be
Alrighty.
Dun, 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 dun.
We don't sneak very well.
I'm great.
Okay,
at sneaking.
you guys, so you see Father Ranulph sitting at a table eating the leftovers of some bread, apples, and chicken in the main, banquet hall where you were all kind of ushered. There's a couple of the members of the Captain of the Guards, and the High Priestess of Verna is also there, but she's sitting over in the side by the fire. So he's kind of in that main room, stuffing his face kind of by himself.
Well, let's go.
Is there like a nonchalant way we could sit at a table kind of by him?
I mean, yeah, it's a big banquet table, so you could easily just kind of like spread yourselves out around him.
Whoa. We just talked about not making it obvious we're seeking him out, but we are all going to sit next to him and talk to him?
Oh,
Maybe
we're all
only
gonna sit
one
in
of
our
us.
own group is what I was thinking. Put our group kind of near him so that we can kind of have a conversation.
Okay, let's sit
Well,
near him.
actually, we could just write it down.
What if somebody finds it?
Well, if
That's on
oh,
him.
that's right, you're literally
After reading this, eat this note.
That's
Dip it
on
in
him
your
if he
chicken
loses
gravy
one
and
himself.
eat it.
I never think of that as an option.
I mean, if that's on him if he loses the note. It could be
Yes.
bad for us, too.
We're already in trouble. They've already imprisoned us once.
I mean, we could do that, Odette, but isn't that kind of also cluing him in? What if he wanted us to be killed on this mission because he's actually evil and working against us?
Why would he send us to a piss-pantsed old man if he wanted us killed?
Because of the beat cops out there. Because we're violating curfew. I mean, isn't that risky? And with a severed head, no less.
I'm not sure if you're arguing what you're arguing for or against at this point, man.
I'm trying to understand whether we're being covert or not covert, who we trust, who we're trying to find out is good or bad. We don't know a lot of this, so...
Right,
I thought we were being covert because I don't half-ass anything, and if we weren't being covert, I would just announce it to everybody standing here right now.
So let's go to Reroll and sit down next to him and explain to him that what was in the box.
Okay.
And I'm thinking to make it not seem like we're just suddenly in league with someone who's been our adversary.
But Bertilda just said she doesn't care.
No, that's not what I said.
that's
No,
the
I
opposite
mean,
of what I'm saying is,
Fine, I'm sorry.
We don't know if we can trust him or not. We need to find out, and we can talk to him about it to gauge a response and kind of get the word out of him either way. All we have to do is nonchalantly go there as our own group, get ourselves some food, sit at a banquet table, have ourselves a chat a little loud so he can hear it, and hopefully no one else.
Okay, I will follow your lead.
We can't just one of us go up and like whisper to him.
When you go up to someone and say, "Hey, it was a severed head. It wasn't the thing," then they tend to. Everyone around you goes, "Did that guy just whisper?"
Okay, how many people are sitting around him?
Nobody. He's the only one at the banquet table.
Okay, how hard is it for one of us to kind of walk up behind him and, under the guise of asking him, "Hey, are you going to eat all that?" be like, "It wasn't in the box." And that's it. That is vague enough that anybody that hears won't know what we're talking about.
Right, and I guess what I want to propose here is we don't know. He had to basically defect in order to communicate with us. If we out him in any way, we're putting him in danger, and he could be a very valuable asset in the future if he hasn't betrayed us and that wasn't his goal, which I don't think it was. So this all needs to be handled kind of delicately, and
I'm gonna
probably not.
How does that
piece of
out
paper.
him asking him, "Hey, are you going to eat all that?"
And I'm gonna write, "It wasn't in the box," and I'm gonna hand it to Bertilda.
Okay.
There you go. You can go ask him if he's going to eat all of his
Okay,
food,
what
where
is he?
got it
He
from.
has apples and
Yeah, basically he was eating on some chicken,
bread
and some bread and apples and stuff like that. Just,
Ask him
just taking
where we
items
can
off
get
of the
food.
table, putting it on a plate and eating them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up beside him, and
Okay.
as I reach over for an apple, I'm going to slide that piece of paper.
Okay, as you do so, he's like in mid sip of a goblet of wine, and he's like, when he realizes you've returned, so he like looks, and then upon seeing the piece of paper,
Okay, when he looks at us like that, how surprised does he look that we're back?
fairly surprised, but that's more maybe just because you just kind of like swung in beside him and just reached around and got an apple. Like it
So-
could be that
Okay.
he's just
So
startled.
he doesn't go like. No.
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't do that.
Doesn't loudly shout, "What? You're supposed to be dead."
Why aren't you dead? No, yeah. No, he kind of like, and then looks and sees the piece of paper, and then slides it off the table and into his lap and into his pocket.
I'm gonna
And then after,
take the apple and walk away like. As
Okay, he
Cinnamon
kind of
Sims would
gets
say,
up,
an asshole, and
and goes over to one of the windows and kind of like leans on the window ledge as if he's like looking out over the city. And at that moment, he slides the piece of paper out of his pocket and onto the window ledge to take a look at it. A few moments later, he slides it back in and glances around and tries to make sure he makes eye contact with you guys. And then says, "Well, my stomach is full. I am feeling ready for rest. Time for my bed." And then, once again, making eye contact with y'all, he heads off down the side chamber to where your room that you guys stayed on is.
I'm gonna go to bed too.
Okay.
yeah, I'm
I'm
pretty
gonna
sure that was.
also
I think he
grab
was
an
trying to tell
apple.
us something.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm grabbing food because that just makes sense for my character.
Okay, y'all grab some
I'd probably
food and
do that too.
act like you're heading back to your room. Nobody really pays much attention to him or y'all. However, instead of going to wherever his room may or may not be, by the time you get to your room, you notice that the door is already slightly ajar.
The jar's hanging around.
Not ajar.
That's what they have in palaces, man. Just a bunch of jars. Yeah, let's go in our room and confront Renault.
Okay.
Renault.
Yep. So once you go in there, Father Ranulph is indeed in there. He waits until you close the door, and he says, "The skull was not in the box."
That skull wasn't in the box.
A skull.
With remaining head.
But what do you mean?
Well,
Johann didn't make it.
the witness, Johann.
I am still somewhat
It was a
confused.
severed head.
It was his head.
What are you
His head was in the box. It wasn't the skull. It was his head. He was
Scheiße,
in the box.
so
He wasn't alive anymore.
the brass skull had been replaced by the head. Oh. Well, this is not good. This means that High Priest Leibniz has had access to the box since it was last locked away down in the basement.
When's the last time you saw it in the box?
I have never seen it in the box.
Oh, well, maybe it was never in the box.
I believe at least initially it was probably placed inside the box, but how long it has been removed from the box? Well, let us think. He was on trial yesterday. And if his head is now in the box, then it must have been replaced in the last 12 hours or so.
Where is Leibniz now?
I am sure, like everybody else, he is stationed here inside the palace.
Where did you bring the box from?
I fetched the box from the Temple of Ulrich myself, from the basement.
It wasn't.
So he had time to go to the basement of the temple
And put it
before
back.
you, after the trial, when everyone was ushered here. Immediately.
Unless he did it right before the trial.
Well, we had the witness with us during the trial.
How would he
This
do
is
that?
true. This is very true. So at some point, he or an agent of his perhaps must have retrieved the skull and replaced it with the head of Opla.
Which means he was expecting someone to take the box and discover the head?
This is possible.
You could be in quite a bit of danger if they find out it was you.
If he is indeed in league with chaos, then, I would imagine so. But, we must be very careful how we operate from here on out. Rather than a full-blown confrontation, perhaps I should go and seek an audience with him under a more general and believable guise and see if I can ascertain anything from his behavior or demeanor. I believe making an open accusation at this point, if he does not indeed have the skull in his presence, could be somewhat foolish. We would not have a leg to stand on.
Did you not have anyone guarding the room that the skull was in?
But yes, of course, members of the Teutonic Knights. But we do not know if and who of that order are working with Herr Leibniz and those that do not.
That is my worry, actually.
Well,
If you go before him and he has already suspected you, then we are left without anyone on the inside there.
but if any of you go before him, who he already suspects are against him, we would have the same problem, no?
But if the watch commander is told some things and shows up, he's kind of high profile.
We could go to Ulrich Schutzmann and tell him of our suspicions. But again, if we cannot prove these accusations, then we are going to find ourselves in severe hot water. Making an accusation against a deputy high priest of such a church, within itself, if proven to be false, could be deemed heresy. And we could all hang for this.
After seeing the trial, I don't know if we'd be able to prove it even if we had damning proof.
I mean, I did kind of accuse him at the trial.
Kinda.
A little bit.
You should definitely let the commander of the watch know. He is the most neutral of those we've talked to. And we've helped him many times in the past.
We don't have proof, though, and I believe he's a man who would act on proof. Isn't he?
But he's also held us in some esteem as we have helped him a lot. He does take our word seriously.
Of everyone in the city, he's the one I trust the most.
You trust someone in the city?
Of everyone in the city, the one who imprisoned us right out the gate is the one I trust the most.
No,
Actually.
At least he's honest about how he feels about us.
I'm talking about the watch commander. He didn't arrest us.
No.
No, we
Well,
were
almost.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
You
he
were
let us.
almost arrested, but
I know,
we
but
were
also
detained.
I did give him warpstone dust, which was illegal, and he didn't arrest me for that because I brought it to him. I mean, that's an honorable thing.
He also kind of sent us to go find the warpstone dust.
In the temple, I mean, in that underground temple, right? I mean, the excess warpstone in the barrels, and then we escorted that home. We brought that. Remember, we put it in a wheelbarrow, right?
You know what we need? A halfling who knows how to drug a dwarf.
Back alley Tom.
And what would Back Alley Tom do?
Could help us find the information we need.
Oh, man.
WWBATD.
What would back alley Tom do?
Hashtag. Yep.
I'm sorry. So
I mean, I was kidding when I said that, but I really mean maybe we need to get help from some of the lesser moral people in the city.
So the dwarves. Okay, right? I'm funny. No? Don't they owe us a favor?
They do. This is true.
They're
How big a favor, though? We can't just be like, hey, so
a sacrificial
they
one.
only-
long
No?
story
Quite a big
short, we
favor.
think this
Hey,
guy's
dwarves.
evil and we need your help to prove it. And, you know,
They do owe me quite a big favor. I did
it
give
doesn't
them
even matter that
an
he's
offer.
like the most powerful person in the city right now.
Hey, dwarves, you like digging? Could you dig into the Ulrichian vault and just steal some artifacts?
Oh yeah, all over that mess.
Or what if we go find the cult members and tell them, hey, there's a chaos artifact. And
All you gotta do is break into the Church of Ulrich to get it,
The trouble with these...
or the palace in case he's got it. If he's got it here.
The main trouble I have with addressing the cult is, one, they don't tend to listen to reason. Two, they're cowards. They rely on chaos to find strength.
Well, you
It
know what's the
wouldn't-
most chaotic thing they could do? Attack the deputy high priest.
It's also a courageous thing to do, isn't it?
I call it stupid. So, like,
We have no really good options here.
That being said, he did have access to, or has agents with access to the box within the time between the trial and the time we retrieved the box.
how big was that window from the last time that we saw the witness to when we saw significantly less of the witness?
The witness was ushered. Wasn't the witness ushered back to the palace through that special doorway?
Yes.
So he went back to the palace immediately after the trial.
So he was, yeah. So in theory, you are correct that both the witness and Deputy High Priest Leibniz were both inside the palace. So he had access to the head
we
pretty
didn't
much the
have-
entire time.
We weren't gone long. We had gone to the tavern to see if we could save the dwarf, and then we were brought immediately to the palace, which is when we were approached with the box.
Which is all the more reason why I suspect that Leibniz went here, but he had a person bring the thing from the vaults of the Church of Ulrich to him. And then they killed the witness here and then swapped it out.
Then the
So
box.
there
He
is-
could have had the box with him the whole time, just had somebody take the box back.
Could have done.
But do you
So
suppose the
with that,
likeliness
Father
of-
Ranulph says, So, as well as being the Deputy High Priest of the Temple of Ulrich, he is also a member of the elite Teutonic Guards known as the Brothers of the Axe, which are an organization within the Temple of Ulrich and the Teutonic Knights. Much like the Order Fidalis is a group inside of the Temple of Sigma. It is entirely possible that as the commander of the Brothers of the Axe, perhaps it is those specific members that are working with him more directly.
Makes sense. They have axes. It'd be easy for them to cut off somebody. I'm sorry.
He says, well, as many know that members of the Teutonic Guard often like to wield great swords or hammers. Of course, the Brotherhoods of the Axe favor great two-handed axes instead. I wonder if it is possible that he had members of the Brotherhood of the Axe go and retrieve the box and bring it to him. Then it does seem implausible that he went back to the Temple of Ulrich himself.
Killed the witness.
But you went back to the temple to retrieve the box, correct?
I did indeed.
How long after the trial did you go retrieve the box?
I went by and retrieved the box before coming back to the palace.
He did this quick.
Yes, which means something is definitely afoot here. Because there would have been little more than maybe an hour window for him to have replaced the skull with the head. He must have executed Opfla almost immediately upon arriving at the palace, and then immediately had the head replaced. Unless, of course, in the confusion, perhaps the person that was brought to the palace was not Opfla at all. Perhaps it was another innocent bystander, and Offla was snatched and scurried away.
Maybe he wasn't taken to the palace at all.
And maybe not.
That would be a question we would need to ask.
Maybe there are 2 boxes.
Or I brought the box from there to the palace. Perhaps Herr Leibniz swapped the head with the brass skull while it was here in the palace.
That would be bad news for you.
It would mean that he suspects that I am onto him, yes.
Have we seen our friends from the Order Fidelis?
The witch hunters, they were all back at the Temple of Sigmar.
Except one,
So-
correct?
Except
One
one.
of them's here.
Except
And we
one
did-
was here.
We did tell them what we were up to and what the story was so far.
You did, yeah.
So I'm gonna look at Odette and I'm gonna say, I understand you're having difficulty trusting this whole situation, and to a large degree, I'm on your side. I agree with you. The thing is, I think we need to tell as many of our supposed allies the full story, risking one of them or all of them betraying us. Because if it is true, and what we suspect is true, we'll need as many different eyewitness accounts to verify our story and what our intentions are.
Aren't we a little behind already?
Yes.
I agree.
I mean, literally, there's only one other person outside of us that actually saw the head in the box.
Right. But if Ronolf here is our friend, and the commander of the watches, and the high priest, and the Order Fidelis, that's multiple eggs in multiple baskets that can vouch for us, unless one or two or all of them are against us. But the odds are on our side if it ever comes to a trial where we're put up and we have no evidence to account for our accusations against Leibniz. You see what I'm saying? Like,
At the very least, I do believe we need to get more information from the watch commander on who was brought back, if it was in fact the witness or if it was someone else.
Fair enough.
And then I believe in the current situation, the person most on our side would be the high priest of the Temple of Sigmar, because it's a
Right.
vested interest.
Yes.
So I do believe we should probably share the information with him.
I would argue we also let the commander know too.
I would also point out that the entire situation has been risen because Herr Leibniz cast aspersions on the loyalty of the High Priest Werner Stolz. So, while it might be pertinent for him to be aware of it, I would not trust that he himself will be in a position to assist you. After all, if the situation remains, then the Sigmarite Church is still suspected of potential heresy. At least in the eyes of the Law Lords and Ulrich Schultzmann, as the trial was not indeed conducted and finished.
And now we have no witness.
I mean, there's the box.
You have part of him.
I mean, it is pretty telling that a witness would be, well, they probably would think it would be the Sigmarites.
How would they say it was the Sigmarites if the witness had just
No, that's true. Yeah,
near condemned Leibniz's the whole case?
That's true.
His death is all the evidence we need to be free of that whole trial.
Well, I mean, so that would be a point to talk to the commander about. Hey, the only witness that, exonerates the Sigmarites is dead, and his head is in a box at the collegiate. Because the professor said he would alert the authorities eventually. We could have it be known sooner.
I feel if we tell Schultzman everything, then at the very least we're secure. Trouble with that is, I don't think even the commander of the watch has enough pull to fight an entire order of Teutonic Knights.
Honestly, are we that attached to the city? Can we just leave in the morning?
Well, I mean,
Let's
Father Ranulph might be a little connected to the city at this point.
well, let's at least go to the commander to do
Yes,
what you want
yes.
to do.
Oh, if you all believe telling him is the best option, we can tell him. He doesn't seem to me a man who would like to act without proof.
Well, part of that proof is the witness being dead a day after the trial where he gave his account.
Which is
I
also
suppose-
proof that we broke his rules of staying in the palace. And
Well-
he seems like he's very much rule focused. I don't think he'd be willing to look the other way for that.
Honestly, I think he would.
In
But-
the circumstances.
I understand your apprehension, so if we want to go down that road, I will be the one who took it to the professor. You guys don't have to implicate yourselves at all. But
You
he
do realize-
didn't arrest me for delivering something super illegal and having it in my possession. And he was fair and reasonable when we were come under suspicion when we returned to him that time. That was a reasonable thing he did.
He does kind of use us to bend the rules.
Very well.
So if
You all
someone
agree.
has to take the fall for breaking curfew tonight, I'll do it. Because I have
don't think you should be the one that takes the fall, though.
but I have the best relationship with him regarding that, considering what I also
Yeah,
have.
You
but
do,
see,
but if they
You also have a.
yes,
I'm gonna stop talking because
Well,
I realize we're not in the
I-
room by ourselves.
I immediately adjust my helm at that, knowing exactly what you're talking about.
yes, I don't think you're the one who should take the fall. You would not fare well under the questioning.
I think we've all handled ourselves quite well during the trial.
Well, Father Ranulph, like, after listening to this, he
Principal
says,
did.
I believe your assessment of Ulrich Schutzmann is probably accurate. He would no doubt require definitive proof before he would be willing to act, especially against somebody so well connected as a deputy high priest of a church of Ulrich. So while alerting him to your suspicions may not be a foolish idea, expecting him to do much at that point might be a little over ambitious. But I believe you are correct. He is a honorable man and takes his job very seriously.
That being said, we aren't necessarily asking him to act as much as trying to establish some sort of record,
Of our
Which-
intention, yes.
which can help us later if need be.
Well, if anything, we should try to find out where Leibniz is, right?
I
And
agree.
I'd quite like to know that our witch hunter is alive.
So the question is, who should go to Ulrich Schutzmann and who should go find Herr Leibniz? As I have said, I am willing to go and check on the demeanor of Herr Leibniz. After all, even if he does suspect me, it is not likely that he would do anything to act upon me here in the palace.
So you say that, but we don't know where the other guy got beheaded.
This is also true, but I am willing to take this risk.
I guess I'm just gonna say it. Can we trust you?
Do you think he's going to tell us the truth, even if?
Well, I can tell you
No
that
offense.
my motives lie with ensuring that the Church of Ulrich continues to stand for what it has always stood for, and that the city of Middenheim is properly protected and defended from the forces of chaos. If a member of our order has become corrupt, then it is my duty to ensure that he is stopped. With that in mind, I can only tell you that my motives are honest. After all, if they were not, why would I have brought the box to you in the first place?
Well, not only that, why would you have not raised the alarm that we weren't in our room when we left? Because that was several hours. You could have gone and been like, someone's breaking curfew.
He just goes, dang it, why didn't I think of that?
It would have been caught with the box.
With a head in it, and I could have said, hey, there's a dead guy's head in it, and they broke curfew, and... Yeah, all right, well, go find out Leibniz's behavior and demeanor while we deal with the commander and the other high priests.
And we shall return here maybe and meet in 30 minutes? Sure. Assuming we are able.
And if one of us doesn't, one of us is dead, right?
Yeah, if you don't come back, what should we do about that?
If I do not come back, it will probably be evidence that Herr Leibniz has indeed lost his mind, and perhaps you should quickly take the watch commander to his chambers and search for my head.
Okay, but what if he claims that, you were the one that was corrupt the whole time and he saved us all? Woo!
When you are a powerful man, you can make many lies and people will tolerate them even if they do not believe them. This is why evidence and proof, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is necessary. Of course, if we can find him in possession of the skull, and the skull is not secured away, after all, in open testimony, it was declared that touching the skull could lead to corruption. After all, he tried to label you with this particular thing, saying that you had come in contact with the skull and therefore might be corrupt. If he himself has this skull outside of the protected chamber, that within itself would be grounds for severe suspicion.
Oh, there's... We have suspected that the witness at least made it to this palace before his death, correct? Because he went through the...
It was believed to have been he got brought here, yeah. Along with everybody else that was part of the trial.
But, I mean, so Ranulph knows that there's a secret entrance or a way in, right? I'm asking... So I'm just going to say, if Johann was killed on this property, there's a kill room somewhere, right?
This is a very large palace. There are many, many rooms.
But secret rooms. I mean, it's bloody to decapitate someone.
That an establishment like this has many secret rooms, and secret corridors and passages.
And who would know of these places?
Well, only the most well-connected people. Perhaps high priests and deputy high priests. And certain courtiers from the empire. And of course, people that serve directly with the emperor himself.
Just saying, if the witness made it in here, was taken into one of these secret places and killed, there'd be evidence of the murder.
Yes, but trying to find the evidence of the actual killing might be very difficult. The evidence that he was murdered is pretty substantial. You have his head.
And if he is in league with chaos, there's likely a trap or something to frame whoever discovers the body.
It doesn't seem like the time frame would allow for that or account for that.
I mean, you've seen what warpstone dust can do when it gets in the water. A little bucket over the top of a door.
I'm saying if we're all splitting to talk to different people, I mean, the odds of finding it are low, I granted, but it would help our case. If some of us scatter to try to find the secret rooms. Although that's probably unlikely.
The trouble is, if Father Ranulph acts in any way that isn't normal at this point for him, he's only going to raise his suspicions. The best thing he can do is go on normally while we go and handle our business, and whatever happens to him, it seems he's made his peace. One of the very few ways to die well in this world is to die doing what's right.
I don't believe that at all.
That seemed a little uncharacteristic, but I'm not going to comment.
I mean, I don't care about this guy, but I'm saying this because he's got to go.
All right, so Ranulph is going to go to find Leibniz and gauge his thing. We got to talk to the commander and the other high priest.
Okay. Alrighty. So Father Ranulph heads off seeking the High Capillary Klaus Leibniz, and you want to go find Commander Schutzman. Okay. So, yep, it's not hard to find where Schutzman is staying. He, of course, will see you with the whole situation as it is. When you get there, he is kind of ready for bed, and his armor and all that has been removed. He kind of like looks at you with a very stern look and says, "It is rather late. What is this about?"
I'm going to nudge Odette forward. I don't want to step on your toes with what I want to do here, but so you should go first.
There are a few things we would like to discuss with you, if that's possible.
Well?
We have quite a few concerns. The first being, what happened to the witness that we brought to the trial?
From what I understand, he was made to be comfortable inside the palace and put under a watch and guard.
Who is watching and guarding him? Is it your men?
Under normal circumstances, it would have been, but seeing as we are in the throes of trying to maintain a strict curfew, it was very kind of Herr Klaus Leibniz to offer to have a Teutonic guard to watch him.
Yes, that was my concern.
Wait, he testified against Leibniz, and Leibniz offered to secure him, and you were okay with that?
I was okay with a member of the member of the Teutonic Guards watching him, of course.
So
the reputation is beyond repute.
So let's say Odette here murdered a bunch of people, and I came forward to you and said I witnessed it, and then you brought me into a room, and then she came to you and said, my guards will watch me. How is that?
But that is not the same circumstance. Herr Leibniz was not on trial for anything.
But the aspersions were made against him by the witness, and Bertilda here.
Oh, by me, not by the witness.
Well, the witness kind of backed you up a little bit. I mean, your aspersions.
Yes, but he is the deputy high priest of Ulrich.
Okay. Wow.
Are we going to tell him, or are we going to tiptoe around this all night?
Very well. We have reason to believe that our witness has been murdered, and that we believe it might have been under the orders of the deputy high priest.
And why would he wish for the witness to be murdered? The witness had already given his testimony at this point. What would the benefit of him being murdered at this late hour?
Because he's an evil bastard. I actually say that.
Okay. He kind of like raises an eyebrow and looks at you with a scowl.
Well, I mean, he might not have always been an evil bastard. It's probably chaos. Stupid. Yeah.
What are you trying to suggest? That Herr Leibniz is an agent or follower of chaos?
Yes.
Ridiculous! How could he possibly maintain the position of Deputy High Priest of Ulrich without anyone noticing anything? Or are you merely countering his accusations against the faith of Sigmar and suggesting that all followers of Ulrich are corrupt?
Why
These are
would I
very
do
dangerous
that? I want
words.
to be.
So,
I don't think he was always like this. See, we helped the Temple of Ulrich retrieve an artifact. And it was a bad one. And we think that it corrupted him.
I see. You do understand that if you cast these accusations against High Priest Ulrich, Klaus Leibniz, and they are proven to be false, that you could stand trials yourselves for potential heresy?
Oh yeah.
That is why we're not formally accusing him yet. We are trying to find the proof. Currently,
Then I suggest you find this proof before you throw around such idle words.
but I'm sorry. The end of the trial was not cut and dry, right? We all came back to the palace because it became for lack of a better word, a clusterfuck, right?
We came back to protect everybody concerned from the angry
Because
mobs.
Leibniz accused the high priest of the Sigmar Church for being corrupted by Korn, the god of chaos. Now, why is that seen as a more plausible thing, at least according to you, and not us accusing Leibniz of masterminding
It is not
it
a
all?
plausible thing. You must understand.
Okay.
A high-ranking member of the churchhood, casting aspersions on another high-ranking member of a churchhood is one thing. Mere common folk such as yourselves casting aspersions on such a noble high-ranking position is a little different.
So you're saying if we had high-ranking priests and whatnot to back us up, it would be different.
I am saying that if you had more of a reputable social standing, your accusations could be taken more seriously.
Okay, well, that's not something that I can just do in one night. But if I had people backing me up that were of these higher standings, and
We have worked for you in the past. We have worked for the Church of Ulrich and the Church of Sigmar. We have been helpful to this entire city for this entire couple weeks or however long it's been. So the evidence we have found is suggesting that Leibniz is not a good guy, and he's been corrupted, and he's trying to turn his attention away from our suspicions of him by blaming another church.
see, when we said we had reason to believe that the witness was dead, what we meant was
We know.
he's dead. We know he's dead.
This is,
We saw his head, and it was not attached to his body.
you indeed have been of some use to the city of the White Wolf. It is these reasons alone that I do not idly dismiss you and throw you from my chambers in irons. But as you say, the evidence that you have gathered, you have evidence that ties all of these events to Claire Leibniz, to Klaus Leibniz, Herr Leibniz. If you have this evidence, then present it to me now so that I can see the ties between what you are saying that will condemn and damn Herr Leibniz without a shadow of a doubt, and I will proceed to make action upon him this very night.
Okay, so if we tell you all the stuff that leads us to really believe that he's evil or painted.
Telling me is one thing.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. If we told you all that stuff, what would be proof to you?
Well, I don't know. It would depend what you know is proof.
Okay, well, we didn't realize that he was tainted until he had us thrown in a dungeon.
And when did this happen?
When the riots first started.
Was it? Yeah.
A day ago? A day and a half
And
ago?
he had you thrown in the dungeon? Why? What was the reason for this?
There wasn't one.
He said
That was how we know he's chaotic.
He told us we were no longer of use to him, implying that we perhaps knew too much. We were thrown down there along with one of the members of the Order Fidelis, hopefully, I think, to keep him from testifying and appearing in court, etc.
And would the member of the Order of Fidelis collaborate this story?
Yes.
Yes.
Also, we were unironically on our way to see you when we were arrested by him.
Right, as you're saying that, he's kind of gone over and he's starting to pull his boots on.
As a matter
and
of
he's
fact,
slowly kind of getting dressed.
a couple of your guards could actually back up that he took us.
I think they were auxiliary men.
Well, they were still working for him, though.
Yeah, but they're still, yeah.
That we were on our way to see you. They were with us. They were accompanying us.
We weren't under arrest or anything, Commander.
I'm not telling a lie here. We were on our way to see you. They
With
were
them.
with us.
That's true.
And then he showed up and said, "Oh no, I'll take care of this. I need." And then he took us, and we went to the Temple of Ulrich. And the next thing we know, he's leading us down into jail cells under the temple.
Could you describe these jail cells and the path that you took to get there?
Well, you go down the stairs, and there's a guard room with a little treasure chest and a little desk where the guard... The
Treasure
jailer-
chest? How do you know it contains treasure?
Not a treasure chest.
It had our
chest.
You
stuff in
looting
it.
bastard!
And then we go down, we go through a door, take a left, and then another left, and at the very far end is where we were stationed.
Oh,
And
and the
across
jailer,
the-
by the way, was told that we were never there or whatever, or something. I don't know. I've slept a lot since then, but he said something that was
I don't think we've slept enough
And
since
the
then.
jailer could also collaborate your story, yes?
no.
On the grounds we murdered him.
I mean, we had to get out.
In order to get out from being wrongfully imprisoned, we committed a crime that no doubt demanded we should be imprisoned. Well, as he's getting dressed, he says, I am not saying that I believe you, and I am not saying that I can act upon anything right now, but you have at least presented enough information that I need to vigilantly at least watch and ask a few questions.
That's all. That was all we were expecting.
With that being said, you can hear a commotion outside his door, like somebody is arguing with the door guard.
Oh,
And he's like, but if they're in there, I need to see them immediately. It is important.
can we recognize this voice?
It's Ranulph, yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Opening the door.
Okay. He says, Herr Schutzmann, if you would excuse me, I need to talk to my friends, just for a few moments.
Please leave your room
Please,
so that we can.
continue to dress yourselves. We will not be long.
I mean, we could also just have that conversation, I guess.
And he's like yanking you down the corridor eagerly away from
Okay.
Schutzmann's door.
Okay, let's allow ourselves to be yanked, I guess.
Go as I leave, I say, go see Professor Albert Zweinstein at the Collegiate. He has evidence also.
Okay. He pulls you back to your chamber, pushes you in, throws the door behind it, like slams the door behind him, and then leans against the door, like he's trying to make sure nobody else can come in. He says, "He has gone."
Oh, he broke curfew.
Where?
That's good.
What?
Herr
They're
Leibniz
not going
has-
to care if he breaks curfew. but
Yes.
where?
Herr Leibniz has gone to the Church of Ulrich
Okay.
with several of his Teutonic knights. They have broken curfew. Apparently some of the guards challenged them, but when he raised a position of rank and scolded them, they allowed him to pass. But one of the guards said something very, very disturbing to me.
Oh yeah? Something about your head?
No, something about his head, in fact.
I beg your pardon.
He said that he did not seem himself. In fact, he seemed very, very red-faced, unnaturally red-faced.
You mean demonic?
In Ulrich's name, I truly believe that he has gone, knowing that all members that could stop him are here, locked away in the palace. I believe he intends to go to the Church of Ulrich and unleash whatever vile minions or wicked plan or scheme he has.
That's the symbol for wicked.
Okay, I believe we need to go and speak with the High Priest of Sigma right now. They're going to be the ones who can help us.
They're also going to be the first under attack.
They are, and they need to know right now.
I mean, we could also use that clout to get to the Church of Ulrich, no?
Well, whatever you decide to do, you need to do it immediately, because he has at least a 30-minute head start.
Why didn't we tell the
We
captain?
should go now.
We could tell the captain too, honestly.
Because I did not know the conversations that you had with the captain, and at this point I do not entirely know whether the captain is truly neutral or on one side or the other.
We don't know that either. That's why we didn't tell him about you. But he knows everything else.
What I do know is time is of the essence. Whatever we're going to do, we must do it quickly. If we wait, whatever Leibniz decides to do, once he is inside the Church of Ulrich, it is well defended, and it will be very difficult for anybody to get inside and rout him out.
Might want to evacuate the city.
Well, I mean, we do definitely need to talk to these two people, the High Priest of Sigmar and the Commander again, because they're the only ones that can make us traverse the city streets through curfew.
Legally, you have already done it once.
We need, the witch hunters would be useful allies right now. If we could get word to them.
One of them is here, the other two are at the Temple of Sigmar.
Yes, that's right. So we need to get word to them. Therefore, we need to let the High Priest know.
That way
Then
they
we can
swing
be on
in
our
at the
way.
end.
Matthew Bane, why don't wizards have a message, like a messenger spell?
Wizards might. Apprentice wizards.
Yes, that's why I need a grimoire, so I could learn
Whisper to the butter,
a lore.
Matthew. Whisper to the butter.
Well, let's
Do we
get
have
moving.
ravens? Like how we said that's ravens the thing in Middenheim.
Let's.
Oh yes, I'm sure they have just...
Correct.
Yes, Odette. Let's talk. Let's tell everyone what we know, how we know it, so we can get there quickly.
Yes. Let's go.
What would you wish me to do?
Well, is there anyone else here that would be... What about the priestess?
The High Priest of Varna is not going to choose sides without any evidence or proof.
Honestly,
She doesn't have to choose sides. She should just agree that if chaos attacks...
Can you gather up any remaining loyal members of the Knights or priests who could help?
If I knew honestly who to trust, yes. But at this point, if we mention it to one wrong person, and they make their way to Herr Leibniz and let him know that we are onto him...
You're right. Which is
Yeah,
why...
notice that.
But this is why I think you should actually be the one to talk to the witch hunter here. To alert the other witch hunters.
If that's what you wish me to do, then that is what I will do.
I mean,
Maybe
'cause-
he has a message spell.
Maybe. But I mean, at the very least, an Ulrichian priest going to the opposite priest, I mean, that's a sign of trust, right? And we need the witch hunter's help. So they would be more inclined to accept the message if you go on our behalf, being from all.
I can certainly do this. More importantly, however, as we already have established, Ulrich Schutzmann is not going to storm the Temple of Ulrich with no evidence or proof.
No,
Therefore, they are not
he-
going to act quickly. The Churchhood
Yes.
of Sigmar is not going to raise arms against another church inside the city without some
okay.
kind of...
The witch hunters might.
I'm
because-
sorry, what do you expect us to do?
What you have already
arms
done.
against
You are
the
the only
church.
ones that can act with impunity. and perhaps
Dealing with impunity
sneak
is
inside of the Church of Ulrich yourselves and put a stop to this.
I'm sorry, you expect us to take on his guard and the deputy high priest?
I have thought about this. Come with me. Quickly, though.
Okay.
And he takes you
Not
several
effects.
doors down to his chambers.
This is the last
Okay.
last time we listened to this, we were imprisoned, okay? Follow me.
Okay. So you see Ranulf kind of walking around, and he keeps like looking and eyeing up Bertilda. He kind of walks up to her, and you see him kind of like measure his height against her height, and his width against her width. He says, "I thought as much. Here, don this." And he opens up a wardrobe, and he's got a full suit of like plate armor from Ulrichian armor.
Oh, hell yeah.
He says, "This belongs to me. As you can see, it is Teutonic Knight decalated armor. You are my size, I believe, approximately. Maybe a few pounds ago, but nonetheless, it will still fit you. The first thing, I will loan you this armor. For one, if you are to go up against the Brotherhood of the Axe, you are going to need this. But secondly, perhaps it will offer you some semblance of disguise. Thirdly, as you had rightly assumed about the palace, there are more than one way into the Church of Ulrich that higher members like myself know about. I can tell you a secret way in. A way that will bypass the main cloister, the courtyard, and get you right to the heart of the temple. This would mean you would have probably little to no resistance. And if my suspicions are correct, and the main core of the Teutonic Knights are still loyal to Ulrich and the city, it is probably only members of the Brotherhood of the Axe that work directly for Herr Leibniz that are likely to be in league with him. After all, I have found out that it was two of those members that led you down into the basement where they imprisoned you.
Mm-hmm.
Thus far,
Oh
it
my
seems
God,
that
somebody finally believes us about that.
he says, so perhaps with this information you can infiltrate the Church of Ulrich and do what you can to stop Leibniz. I, at your request, will notify the witch hunters and the Order Fedalis, and hopefully they can rush to your aid as well. If you wish, we can go to Ulrich Schultzman and ask him to mobilize the city watch and send them down to investigate as well. Whatever you think is most viable. But what I can tell you is we must act, and we must act quickly.
I think the first order of business is getting that armor on, getting it on, right?
Yeah, I mean, he'll while you're talking, he's probably already like pulling it out and helping to put it on to Bertilda. So I mean, for all intents and purposes, you will have an AC of 5.
We should have the watch be ready.
So even though you
I'm not
haven't
going
got
to-
your plate mail yet, you have
You have
some
plate
mail.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. It was like 5. I don't. Oh, wait. That's plus my toughness. I was like, I think I did something wrong. Okay.
No, you should have your armor point should be 5, plus whatever your toughness bonus is.
Right.
Yep.
I
Because you get
believe we should
one
let the
from
god know.
one from leather, 2 from chain, 2 from
And
plate.
2 from heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it all like layers and stacks like it's supposed to.
If if you would be so kind as to tell our witch hunter friends to come to our aid first, and then we can follow that up with telling the commander of the guard, perhaps.
They won't storm the church, but they can at least be prepared for the fallout.
I mean, also, they will probably investigate the collegiate too. I mean, he has things to do in the interim, so.
Yes.
And at this point, I don't know if you'll be able to hide your identity, and I don't think it'll be necessary if he's acting tonight.
Well, if we succeed, I will have nothing to worry about. If we fail, the whole city will have something to worry about.
It's no longer a
My
game of
safety no
politics.
longer seems to really matter so much. I think my fate is decided one way or the other. As no doubt are yours.
Well, I suppose we should get moving then.
Are any of you injured or wounded?
Lightly here. My shoulder's like a little really messed up. If you look at the.
Oh, here's an ice pack. It will do wonders. And some icy
Cool,
hot.
icy
Rub,
hot.
rub.
It's my left arm is just absolutely feeling it.
Okay, well, being that you have not been healed by a priest of Ulrich, he will top all your wounds back up, so everybody will be full before you leave.
Too bad we couldn't have got those fortune points back before all this shit happened.
Technically, it's a new day. You can have them.
Oh.
Hey!
New day, new day.
Okay, so game plan. You guys are gonna basically head and go through a secret back entrance of the Church of Ulrich. He is gonna go and notify the witch hunters, and then you want him to go and notify Schultzman and say, "Oh, by the
Yep.
way, this
That
is
proof
going
you
on.
wanted,
You
it might be
wanna
happening soon."
involved."
Yes. Well, I mean, mostly just to be your guards were kind of bullied by him and suspected him not to be himself. We're concerned. Here
I mean, the evidence is all enough there to at least
And he's
I mean,
tired.
demand
you
that
may want to
Ulrich
be close
Schutzman
by in
take
case
a
you
look
need to
and
start
start paying
evacuating
attention,
people.
for
He
sure.
might not storm the church, but he might be there as backup.
And it's a more reputable source as
Yeah.
a member of the Church of Ulrich saying, hey, look.
Hey,
I
he
think
did say
someone in my
reputation.
church is bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, with the guard and the Ulrich and him, I mean, yeah, and what we said, the evidence is all kind of.
Yeah, I mean, all of the circumstantial evidence is lining up nicely. Definitely
It's
enough
just-
to where
you can't
unless
base
he
a case on
is...
circumstantial evidence, though. I listen to enough true crime podcasts.
Yeah,
to know
well,
that.
no, and again, he may not be willing to storm the Church of Ulrich on this evidence, but he's at least got to be mindful enough to think something is going on here. We need to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, also,
the
Casey,
witch
this
hunter.
is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. There's no true
Dun,
crime
dun.
podcast. Well, circumstantial. I
The
mean,
prosecutor won't, if he doesn't have a case and he can't win, he won't make the charges.
they were gonna execute a guy for wearing reindeer horns tied by a string in clear fucking view.
That was
Let's be
vigilante justice
fair.
and mob
That-
mentality.
that-
They
yeah,
talk
that-
about that too.
Yeah,
That
so was
was,
the trial. The trial was mob mentality.
Yeah, that was a mob on the streets, not the law.
All right, here we go, guys. I'm
Okay.
gonna raise up a mob, and we're gonna storm the church just through the front doors.
There you go.
You guys go the secret way. I'll just get the angry mob
torch-wielding,
going.
Dracula hunting mob.
Okay. We're going to the Church of Ulrich to break in and kill a priest.
The secret way.
Or die trying.
Or die trying, yeah.
All right. Okay then. So all fully healed, heading to the Church of Ulrich. Okay. Well, before you've even left the Son of Jotzer, thank you. 23 months subbery. Take your pants off. Hit the hype. Appreciate that, my friend. You can hear that Ulrich Schutzman has put word out to fetch guards and summon them and bring them to the palace. So he is obviously in throes of doing something. All right. Again, it is not that far from the palace to the Church of Ulrich. Basically, just down a couple of side streets and 20 minutes of running or clattering in newly found, pristine, wolf-painted armor with a big crested helm. Okay. You get to the back of the church and find the area of the wall that he told you there's actually a dwarven engineered secret passageway. He kind of told you need to press these particular cobblestones. You'll be able to count them by count 20 up, and 15 along and 20 up from the corner, and then press that one, and then blah 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 blah. Long story short, a section of wall opens up just enough to crawl through, and you can find yourselves at the back side of the main part of the Church of Ulrich.
I draw my crossbow.
Okay. Do you have art skill?
Art skill?
Yeah, I want to see how well
to
the
draw
drawing
it,
is. Sorry.
that's-
Okay.
To draw
Yes,
a
if you don't have
Yeah.
art trained, you could probably use
sketch, maybe. It may be a little off. It may not shoot quite
That was
straight.
bad.
Oh no.
scale shear surface.
Wait, I
if
don't
you
see
wanna, If you want
art.
to skip the learning curve.
Wait, what's the name of the skill? Sorry, I mean,
I'm kidding.
He's
no,
saying
you're
draw-
being
yeah.
serious. I want to know.
There is no art skill. It would be considered a perform.
Oh, I'm
You know, do it
great
with a
at that.
flourish.
But anyway.
Yeah,
So the
just
first thing that you do notice is
bows out.
it is decidingly quiet. Like you could go into this thing into one of the main back hallways, and the place is quiet. There's no Aurikian priest chanting. You can hear no footsteps or anything on the cobble, on the kind of like tiled floor.
Makes sense. Nobody should be here, right?
In theory.
The priest should be somewhere.
I mean, there may be some that should be here, but
Oh, maybe not all of them were at the palace. Yeah.
right. But you can all give me a perception roll, and it would be listen based if anybody's got any bonuses regarding hearing.
Come on, you elves and halflings have pointy ears, right? That's got to count for something.
Yeah.
what's
Oh
your-
my god!
Matilda on the button, like right 37 out of. All right, Cadorel and Bertilda.
Got what I wanted.
While it is deathly quiet, that enables both of y'all to hear very faint voices far to the right. There's like a large, at the end of the corridor, there's like a large oak wooden door, a very thick door, but the two of you can definitely hear something behind there. But the whatever the voice is, it is speaking very. You can't really hear the words specifically, but there is a very rhythmic cadence going on, almost like
So
someone.
it could be chanting.
It could well be chanting of sorts. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta
Some
stop
kind of
that. That
incantation.
can't be good. Chanting inside a temple.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
get out your.
the thing is, it's not. The reason you can't understand it is because it's not in the common tongue that you would recognize.
He's not speaking German, guys. We gotta get in there.
Yeah, take out your voice recorder so we have more evidence, right?
Speaking in written word, I can't understand any of
Everybody
this.
hit recording phone.
We doing this?
Are we? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get in there and before you
All right.
summons
Well,
a group
you
or
guys.
something.
Before I pop onto this new map, make sure that you players pop out your
the
chat
screen,
and
yeah.
make sure you can't see the actual screen itself.
Got it.
So
Done.
do that. And I'm going to zoom this out to where I can get all of this.
Oh, why am I nervous?
Because we're gonna die.
It's because we're gonna die.
Well,
That's
at
why you're
least-
nervous.
At
Dummy.
least we covered our trail here.
2 of us almost died fighting basic ruffians on the street last session.
I already
Going up
did die.
against like
Not that scary.
the raid boss, man.
Look, I already died. It's not that scary. You'll be fine.
I've died twice and I still don't like it.
Let's see
I'll look
how,
at it this way: we're either going to die or be sacrificed.
Okay.
We might be sacrificed.
All right, so you guys are going to make your way down to the door.
Yeah.
Sacrifice is the second best way to die in this world.
Wow, look at that army of dragons. Damn you, llama. Open the door, there's like 18 dragons just all there in a line, like, hi.
Okay.
What are goblins doing here? I'm so confused.
All right, let me go ahead and pull this down. Okay, so here you are at the door. Let me
Oh,
reveal a bit more of the door.
it's like, damn, it's dark in
I
here.
was like, where is the door? It's there. Found it.
Toki, not now.
Okay.
Mommy's trying not to die.
All right. Yeah. So the door, the large oak door, is closed, of course. But now you're all up against it. You can definitely hear some things being chanted in the background. I believe Matthew Bain.
Yes.
What?
I believe him too.
What do you have? You have knowledge. Let's see. What special skills do you have? And languages do you have?
Language Aetherian, Rick Spale, Academic Knowledge Magic, Language Arcane, Language Classical.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a roll for language.
I mean, they're all the same.
Yeah.
So
So give me a language roll.
okay, I'll just do. Oh, phew.
Okay. All right. It is definitely a variant of classical language, and potentially arcane. The biggest thing is there are words in there that you recall from reading that book.
Ooh.
Oh.
We left it for him.
I knew exactly where it was.
Then you hear someone go, "Wasn't it lucky that we found this behind a well?" Yeah.
So like quite sincerely, I'm gonna say, did they find my book of evilness that I
No,
hid?
they had a copy of it, remember?
Well, they're speaking the words that
Okay, but it was a copy of the same book they got from the...
I guess.
They have
yeah,
a whole room full of evil artifacts, most likely in the other room, waiting for us to get killed by. So,
well, they're. I mean, they're doing something magical. It's. I mean, obviously, you know, it sounds like a ritual. It's a ritual.
Yeah, let's stand here and talk about it.
Question: Is it better to storm in now and stop them before it finishes?
I would say so. Are we all in on this?
Wait for
Once
wait
the door-
for them to
once the
bring
door
about the
kicks
end of
down.
the world. Don't
Wait.
stop it.
My only question is, this is chaos. Will it be worse if we stop it in the middle?
I
Then
think.
perhaps.
I think it's safe to assume we should stop it as soon as possible.
Okay.
Once we kick down the door, we're storming in, right?
I,
Why are we still talking?
I'm
Let's
gonna
do
pull out my
this.
bow.
Everybody's ready and loaded, right?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I put my
Yeah.
crossbow. I put my crossbow on Odette's head to steady it.
Just set it on there. Hold still.
Channel my
Okay.
inner white wolf and let's storm in like we own the place.
Everyone in there is evil, so we'll kill them all, right?
All right. So you guys
Unless
are
they're
going
in
to
chains, yes.
right.
Chelsea,
They
kill
might
them
be in
all.
chains
the
because
door.
they're evil.
The door isn't locked. Surprisingly, so you are able to bust the door open.
The end.
All instantly die. Death beam.
Dude, it's a Call of Cthulhu trap where like
Okay.
your character sees it. The
You
game
burst
is
the
over.
door open. There's a corridor that leads down to another door. However, standing in front of that door, in a readied position, holding a huge two-handed axe, wearing
Jesus.
an incredibly similar set of plate mail to Bertilda, is one of the Teutonic Knights, the Brotherhood of the Axe.
Brother, you don't want to do
These are the
this.
guys. These are the ones that you were told. all of you together probably couldn't take out one of them. Which is a great resounding thought in the back of your minds. However, one thing you notice is the plume has been ripped off. The faceplate has had a bloodied red skull painted crudely on it. Like this, whoever this is has thrown caution to the wind, disowned and recanted his vows against Ulrich, and clearly has sided with somebody else. Okay.
Blasphemer.
I mean, I'm gonna fire, aim and fire. Like I'm not hesitating.
Oh, this is probably where we roll for initiative then.
Oh, yeah, you might want to do that.
Yep.
Yay! Look at you, Matthew Bain.
Woo!
It's the Bane of Matthews.
Oh, Nat, no.
I love how Nat rolled the worst she could possibly roll, and it was still way higher than me.
Characters with different rules, you know?
Hey. Some people be quick and small, some people be slow and not quick.
Yeah, it don't
All right,
always
let's
be like
see.
it be, but sometimes it do.
Alright, Matthew Bain is on a 60. Cad is on a 59. 59, dude.
Close enough.
We have the same initiative.
Aldette,
It's like we're elves.
46. Bertilda, 29. Alrighty. And let's see where this guy's gonna go.
Hopefully to hell.
We add 10 plus with his agility. He is going on a 57.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it
we
is.
got a couple in there.
Damn.
Alrighty. Okay.
Get out that butter, Matthew Bain. Make him drop
Alrighty,
that big ass eggs.
So when you burst open the door, through the tinniness of the full visored helm, you hear, "At last, my first opportunity to spill blood in his name! Blood for the blood god!" And he raises the axe and begins to scream like, "Ah!" defiantly, like a psychopath.
Good sign.
I like him.
With that,
Can we
he
keep him?
begins, instead of like initially doing anything, he's
Harry.
holding the axe and he is beating it against the flat of it against the side of his head, like punching himself and smacking himself, and generally,
He's insane.
yeah. But you guys, some of you have initiative, so Matthew,
Yeah, some
Bain,
of you.
want to shoot your?
Yeah, I mean, the butter to drop the weapon is actually not the thing I'm going to do first, although it's a good idea. But I mean, I was primed and ready to fire, so that's what I'm going to do.
All right,
I'm aiming, so that's
Before you roll, hold on, don't roll yet.
Sure.
You may not want to
Okay.
make this guy too much angrier. He seems like he's ready to explode as it is.
I mean, if he explodes, he can't swing an axe.
There you go. Make him more angry.
Catarel, you're right. I'm thinking Big Trouble in Little China. The guy's just like, "Arr," and then he explodes, right?
Okay.
make fun of his mom or something.
Actually, let me do something real quick. 1 second. I just noticed.
That you gave him way too much arm.
No, that I made all
His
of you way too big.
initiative's too high.
Okay.
Can we get
All right,
some
go
drugs
for
the
it, Cad.
drug guy?
Shoot him with your crossbow.
That's fine,
So I'm aiming, so that's a plus 10?
Yep.
Plus 20. Okay.
Plus 10.
Nah.
Can he pray to like a hippie god?
yeah, give him drugs for the drugs god.
Okay.
Can you take a
Your
hit on the
crossbow
joints?
bolt will thud into his right arm.
Ooh, I gotta roll really well, though.
You really should
Roll your
really well,
damage.
yeah. I would love to see it.
Ka-chunk!
All right. So.
That's like
He
maybe like
negates 5 of that.
3.
Well, you know
He
he's
negates more than that.
You know he's got at least 5 plate mail plus toughness bonus, and he's a combat class. He's a knight.
That probably didn't do anything.
So basically, the bolt goes kyung and ricochets off his arm. It dented it in. He must have felt it. Not that he's letting on that he felt it, but it was certainly by no means a mortal wound.
All right. I'm immediately dropping my crossbow because we got to resort to
This is
magic.
bad,
It would be.
Yeah.
Let's see. It is now Cadorel's turn.
Doing damage to this
I'm aiming
guy
and
is gonna
shooting.
be
Okay.
Yeah.
I get 10 on that. And it's armor piercing,
You
that's
hit
fine.
him in the left arm.
It's like ching, ching.
Yeah.
But it's armor piercing, so you deal 1 more damage. Never mind.
So that would be. Yeah, that kind of glanced off at such an angle that it didn't even really dent it. Okay, he is continuing his psychotic beating of himself for his round.
Is he taking damage from that? Because that would be awesome.
Hard to tell. Aldette.
I would like to aim and shoot as well.
Okay.
I don't want to do what I know I have to do.
That's why you got the pretty armor.
So I can die first. Makes sense.
That will miss.
Yep.
Is that with aiming too? Oh, it's still
Yep.
yes.
Are you
I
taking?
am not a combat person, so
We could agitate him to
taking that
death.
miss, or you want to reroll it?
Agitate him to death.
I'm not suggesting you should. I'm just saying. I'm reminding you have that ability.
I don't think I want to reroll.
Okay.
I only get one, so.
All right. Bertilda.
Oh, raid.
Hey, thank
Guys,
you.
welcome.
We're dealing with cultists of corn
House
and
and Dragons.
You're
Warhammer.
just in time to see us all die.
Welcome to the death show.
Butts to butts, I approve.
Indeed. Butts to butts. Nice.
Okay,
Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy the show
it's
while
me,
you're here.
right?
Appreciate you jumping in.
Yeah,
It's what?
he beat
Sorry?
himself up.
Is it me now?
It is you, Birdie.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna advance on this guy. He's about, what was it, 10 yards away?
Each one of these boxes is 3 yards.
Oh, it's more than 10 yards then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, you
It's
know.
fine.
This is not correct.
It's right at 10 yards. Yeah, that's about right. Because
Okay.
it's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and he's halfway through. Yeah, it's about 10 yards.
So I can make this so that I can run up there to get hit for the next round.
Well, he'd run to us, right? Like,
He
Alrighty.
might stand there and beat the shit out of himself. That's what he's doing so far.
All right, you charge down the corridor to face the Brotherhood of the Axe member. All right, Matthew Bain, what do you want to do now?
oh, she can't attack as well. That was
I
a
think
full
she
thing?
used all
dude,
of. I
that's
think
like
she
a
had to
full
do like
run.
everything she had to get there.
Oh, I was hoping for an attack because. All right,
No, I'm afraid not,
yeah.
buddy. I think she basically used her
All right.
her entire action to get there. Maritime Gamer TV, it could be.
I'm channeling my
Oh,
magic.
Wait
Okay,
for it. If that's what you're after. We
You
may, fulfill that
successfully
dream.
channel the magical ether into your hands. And
I'm
begin to
gonna.
mold it. What are you going to do with it?
Oh, well, I can't believe I'm saying this after a raid. I'm fingering my butter.
Okay. So you're using a component. You're using butter.
And I'm going to try to get him to drop the axe
Okay.
with a flick. So basically, Odette, you feel butter on your neck. 'cause I'm
Flicking
flicking
butter
it.
is that? He's like,
It's called popcorn.
All right, it succeeded.
all right. It will
Willpower
succeed.
test.
Oh.
He makes a willpower test to resist it.
He's crazy. This might actually be.
I'm trying.
All right. He has a willpower of 48.
Jesus.
Grief.
But that doesn't help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes like, whoa.
As he's standing there, you know, he's been beating himself with the butt of his axe and smacking his head with the other hand. As he goes to beat his head one more time and then raises his arm back, ready in defiance to strike, the axe flies from his hand and like disappears into this alcove to the side. You hear a ting, 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 shh, as the axe hits the floor. What do you want to do? Is that all you're gonna do?
That's all I'm doing. I'm staying
Alright.
back here.
That's clutch.
Cadorel.
He's not engaged in combat just yet.
He is not.
I get another shot.
Too bad I can't move in the way of that before he gets a turn.
Yeah, I don't get the aim modifier on this one because I'm loading and shooting. Got him in the left arm.
Right. Okay.
That's
Turns the
fine.
damage roll.
I'm more afraid of his
It's
arms
ugly.
anyway.
For 9. Ignoring one of his armor. Okay. It might have done something. It was a kind of a jinky
Touch
thing.
the armor. I mean, it's a statistically
okay, it is
roll. I
his
don't wanna do
turn.
it.
You would expect a rational combatant to maybe try to regain that massive two-handed axe. He is far from rational. He is in the throes of a blood-curdling psychotic frenzy. So instead, with his gauntlets, he just rears back and just crashes his mighty fist down in the direction of Bertilda. Okay. You managed to duck the first of the mighty blows. Then he rears back and throws the other mighty fist. And you're able to bring your shield up just in time to have it glance off. Metal striking metal as you hear a loud ka-ching! Ringing. But he did not strike you. Aldette.
I am going to reload and
Oh, incidentally, before, not to interrupt you, but just to remind you guys, now the door is open. You can hear the chanting continuing much louder, and it's clearly, obviously, coming from behind this door.
Can we recognize the voice?
Do we know how many people he had with him?
I would say at this point, it's fairly obvious. It is indeed Herr Klaus Leibniz himself.
Bastard.
We probably should have asked him that. How many people he has.
Okay, Odette.
okay. Let me think. If I aim, it'll be worse. I'm just gonna shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to think if I should aim.
He
or
is
if I
now
should-
in melee combat, so it's -20.
Okay,
Oh,
never
yeah, he
mind.
has
I
swung
do
at
have to aim.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna reload and aim, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Bertilda.
All right, let's put this crazy fool out of
Time
his
to find
misery.
out just how good that plate mail really is, huh? Oh, an
Okay.
8. All right, a solid strike to the body. Before we do that, let me see.
Why can't I roll higher than an 11?
Okay, he is going to attempt to dodge the first one.
Because of course he is.
And I'm afraid he does.
Yikes.
Even though your sword swipe was clean at his stomach, he leaps back, and it glides past him.
All right, second.
He can't
Attempt.
He cannot dodge a second attack, and he has no weapons now, so he can't parry.
Ooh, good hit.
Damn. Bertilda.
Good
So this
hit.
time,
Better hit. Really
Okay,
good hit. We love that
This
hit.
time you do hit him with a potential of Ulrich's Fury attached to it. Like, missing clearly pissed you off. And you
Hey.
succeed. Okay, so that will actually be 19 points of damage. All right. With a resounding crash as steel strikes steel, your sword slams hard into his torso. There's a loud crack and a crunch. Part of it, you're sure, was from his breastplate buckling. The other part might have possibly been his ribs. Who knows?
Ooh.
However, in his psychotic fury, if he did feel the pain of the blow, he sure as hell doesn't show it. and he is still standing. Matthew Bain.
All right, I'm channeling again.
Okay.
To throw a dart.
All right.
I fail
this time,
that.
as you begin to concentrate, all the chanting that you're hearing in the background, it's just muddling, getting confused and muddling up in your head. You're not able to concentrate enough to properly channel.
All right, but I take out a dart and I magically throw it without the channeling success. So
Okay.
let's see if that works. It'll fly around Bertilda in a spectacular fashion for a kill steal. That's my, in my mind, that's what's happening. Nope, never mind.
Alrighty. Yep. Unfortunately, the spell fizzles in your hand. Never mind.
Never mind.
Cadorel.
Okay, his axe flew in this direction, right?
It did.
He's in a frenzy. I also have a shield and an axe I can pull out, and but my bow has armor piercing. I'm at a minus to hit though, so I'm gonna shoulder my bow, grab my shield and axe out, and start moving forward.
Okay. I mean, you
myself
can
into
shoulder your
position.
bow as you run down the corridor and pull out your weapons as you move. So, I mean, you can get to him if you want.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go to try and tackle him next round.
Okay. I mean, so I guess bottom line is if you want to move up next to Bertilda this turn, you can. But if you want to lay back to make sure you're not the victim of his next attack, that is also your choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a scud in a bucket maneuver here and just kind of hide a little bit behind, and then after the next round or whatever, I'm gonna try and dive tackle him.
I guess move yourself to where you want to be.
What's a good charge range? Do you think that's about a yard and a half, right?
It's about 6 yards. Each square is 3 yards.
Okay, perfect. Then that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
can tackle him from there.
Alrighty. It is his turn. Once again, he will swing with his mighty gauntleted fists with an attempt to crush your skull. He swings with the first one. It also will miss. He swings with his right. It will also miss. Apparently being pissed off doesn't really help. He's not hitting the darn thing. Aldette, you reloaded and aimed last turn, so you can shoot this turn with aim.
So minus 10, correct?
You only have a minus 10 to strike him, even though he's in melee. Yes.
Let's see if I got my luck back. No.
Nope.
No luck. I will
Alrighty.
reload as well.
It's hard not shooting your friend in the back. Bertilda, it's your turn.
Okay.
All right. Once again, he will attempt to dodge that first attack, and will succeed. The second attack will miss all by itself.
I'll go ahead and re-roll that one.
Okay. Fortune point spent.
Ooh.
Aha! This time, you crack him upside the head.
Ugh.
Or 8. Okay. You rung his bell, but didn't seem to get through that solid plate helm. Matthew Bain, you're up.
Trying again, repeating performance.
This time you successfully managed to channel,
All right.
drawing those magical energies in, spinning them around in a circle in front of you.
Other darts. Others throw. Wait 3 minutes for the back row to go.
All right.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, there's a little poetry for you there.
yeah.
It's talking like a wizard now.
Yeah, that's what wizards do. Oh my god!
Oh.
And that is a 1.
Yes, that is a 1.
Okay.
Oh,
One.
You need to make a willpower roll, sir.
done and done. Let's do this.
And
Yes.
it okay, unfortunately, not only did the spell not go off, but it the magical backlash
You okay?
boom, flooded your brain. You gain another insanity point. How many is that now? 4?
I have 4, baby.
Ooh, he's getting close.
Getting close to 6. Yes.
Alrighty. So, yeah, for those of you that are not aware, there is no spell slots. There is no minimum number of spells you can cast per day. If you know a spell, you can lob it as many times as you want. However,
Are we doing this?
anytime you roll doubles or a 1 when casting a spell, bad things can happen. In this case, because these spells are not that powerful, they can't do that much. But what basically happens is potentially over a period of time, he can go crazy. And he's getting there. All right.
So you just go,
my head! All right,
but you haven't
Catarel,
seen some.
you're up, bud.
It's jumping time. I'm going for it.
All right.
How exactly does that
Oh,
work
okay,
again?
that's what you
Because we
want.
did combat maneuvers that one time against the rat cult. That was fun.
So
yeah,
what
I'm
is
just
it
gonna-
you're trying to do? You want to like look at the different maneuvers?
Basically, I want to get my shield up and just bum rush the guy to try and pile into him to throw him off balance.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what you're talking about then is it's considered a maneuver. You basically use a footwork and aggression to move your opponent 2 yards in any direction that you want to push him. It's like you slam into him and knock him back is what you're
Are
doing.
you comfortable?
Okay.
Which is an opposed weapon skill roll.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna.
So your
Charge
weapon
into him.
skill versus his weapon skill.
He's probably better with weapons.
And he is going to fail by a few points.
Okay, and then it's just weapon skill check.
And you
And I
succeed.
succeeded.
Okay. So in fact, yeah, you run in, crash into him, and he is knocked backwards. Oh, not you. He is knocked backwards, boom, and crashes up against the door.
Excellent. Okay, I just wanted to get near that axe. So
Yeah, the axe is still laying down here in
Yeah.
the corridor.
this way I can get it out of his potential re-grabbing vicinity.
Okay, good deal. It is his turn. He will pull himself away from the door, and just charge forward with both hands out, and he's going to try to double clothesline, like run right into the middle of you and smack each of you with an arm. His left arm, he swings
This is how I die.
at Cadorel, and will miss terribly. God, these rolls.
I really hope they're all this bad.
I like them.
This is so much better
They're
than
really
last
nice
time.
and big. They're really nice and high.
Awesomeness is
They're
even
awesome.
worse. So basically, he runs over. You guys
Woo,
both
T
duck, and he
poses.
goes whoosh.
He just runs up in T poses.
It's almost like a Scooby-Doo episode with this guy. Zoinks! Okay. Yeah, not so good for him. All debt.
So did he run past them? Like, did they dodge out of the
No,
way?
they probably
so he-
just ducked underneath his blows.
So do I still get the negative?
Yeah, you still
Oh,
dang
dang
a
it.
negative because he's still in melee.
All right.
This guy's drunk coming down off his PCP high, right?
Bath salts.
Yeah.
All right. So Amy,
Don't join the
keep
Temple of
this
Ulrich, kids. They do drugs. Unfortunately,
Oh,
no.
Dad, sorry.
All right,
Your
Bertilda,
luck is gone.
you're up, Birdie. You swing and miss. You will hit the head if he doesn't dodge, which you know he's going to try to do, and you guessed it, he dodged it. He's gone all defensive. He can't hit for squat, but his defenses are on game. You obviously read the defensive playbook here. Okay, Matthew Bain.
Third time's a charm, right, guys? Right?
Is it?
You successfully channel.
That's one.
Magic darts,
Magic dog.
channeling, ingredients.
That's two.
All right. Here's the third.
Dark.
Dart.
Pretty pebbles.
I love how I-
Oh my god!
Okay, no spell for you. All right, Matthew Bane. You're up there with your hand axe and shield.
Catarel.
Yeah.
Sorry, Catarel. My bad.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess I'll try. Here goes.
You got this. Come on.
No, I very much don't.
It.
It's a
I hate it when
swung
you're
on it
right.
and missed. All right, okay, yep. You swipe at him with the axe, but do not find purchase with your blow.
He's gonna try to bitch slap me.
It is his turn. He is going to try to bitch slap both of you. Throws his left at Catarel. This time he will hit. Catarel has a
You
shield,
have a shield.
Parry attempt.
so you may
Yeah.
attempt to parry.
Parry.
Yes.
Bang! Okay, yep, he throws the fist
Yes.
out, you block it. His gauntleted fist smashes into your shield, and you avoid
How
the
heavy does
blow.
that feel? Does that feel really heavy? Does that feel hard?
It's pretty hard.
Okay.
And then and then he tries to back swipe at Bertilda, but again, not even close. Odette.
He must have used his strong arm on you.
I have to reload and aim this.
Use my
time.
strong hand.
His pimp slap.
The quiet turn.
Yep, I have to reload and aim.
You
I don't have
got
time to
a
do
one-liner
that.
though?
No.
Watch me
This
miss.
turn.
Can you pick up on my arrows and throw them back?
Right.
Kind of running out here.
You start sliding him on the floor. That's my role
hold
in
on.
the party now, guys.
Oh, it's me now. Okay.
It is Odette. You didn't shoot this turn, right?
Right. I can't shoot this turn. I have to
That
reload
you know what
and
that
aim.
means? He's gonna dodge this one.
All right. Yep. You
If I
swung at
hit-
him with that, and you hit with the second one.
He
will, of
might
course,
fail.
attempt to dodge, and he dodges.
You dick.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
This battle is gonna take forever.
All right, Matthew. It's like you give him one mega bitch slap at the very start of the battle, and now it's just this ain't
Shit.
happening.
I fail my channel.
God, just imagine
Succeed
imagine
your
how
roll?
worse it. Well, it wouldn't actually be any worse because he didn't hit anybody, really. So,
Yeah. See, I'm like,
if I was about to say, imagine how much worse it would have been if he had the axe. But as he hasn't hit anybody, it wouldn't have been any worse.
Come on. One dart, one time. No, that would have been a success if I channeled successfully.
All right, Cadorel,
Oh.
bring that axe and shield to bear, elf boy.
Yeah.
I know this is not your forte, but
I just want to help.
something's got to give.
One of us has to hit eventually.
well, hey, if he hits and the
No.
guy has to waste a parry on the dodge, I mean,
That's
waste a
what I'm
dodge
going
on
for,
his
yeah.
attack.
That would be so helpful.
That's what I'm going for.
But unfortunately, you didn't hit him. So it is his turn again. All right, left fist at Cadorel. He will miss. Right fisty dumpling at Bertilda, and he will hit this time.
Parry. Parry that platypus.
Nope.
You do not parry, therefore he will hit. But it is just a gauntlet, so it is going to be.
A gauntlet against heavy armor. This might be a case of an unstoppable force meets a, well, it's a gauntlet.
It will hit for
3.
11.
Oh.
Because he gets a -3 on the dice roll, because a gauntlet is 1d10 -3, but he has a +5 strength bonus. So it is a total of 11 points of damage. Where does he hit you? He will hit you in the stomach. So basically, he gives you a body shot. But even though it was 11, with all that extra new shiny armor or whatever, it does, what, 3 points of damage, if that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
Tis but a scratch. You can take a few more of them. Alrighty. Odette.
I can aim or I can shoot and reload this round.
You can.
Nice.
Make it count.
-10.
This is the kill steal. Let's go.
It's a miss.
Dang it.
Unfortunate.
I don't know if it's a kill steal. You haven't done enough damage
Alright,
for a kill
Matilda.
steal yet.
It's up to you. You're back on the front lines again. He just punched
I'm
you in the
useless
gut.
in this fight.
Hey, I only got the
God damn
axe
it.
out of the hand, so.
Alright, first swipe. Misses, as does the second. Alrighty, back to the top. Matthew Bain. You don't want to
Times.
throw a pebble or
No, I don't
run
got
over there
a
and club him
pebble.
with a stick?
No.
This time's the
Bless
charm.
your heart. Okay, no channel for you. As we wait on
I'm
Nitro.
expecting a failure.
It's a statistical likelihood that
Yep,
it's a failure.
it's a fail.
Yeah.
God.
This is unreal.
I mean, you have a 50-50. And it's failed 4 times in a row?
5.
5 times in a row. Those odds are not good. Okay.
Yeah.
Cadorel with your axe.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here until I get hit real bad. It's the move I got. No.
Not with that one. All right, once again, frenzied left hand, Cad will miss.
He's rolled
Frenzied
90
right
plus
hand.
how many times?
Will also miss.
He's rolled 90 plus how many times?
I know, right? In a different
In
game,
any
that would be
other
awesome.
system.
I'm not going to complain. I just wish that we could hit
It's
something.
about, well, considering the last game session we had, my dice rolls were ridiculous.
Yeah.
They were.
Those
So,
those guys.
it's
yeah.
about time it went the other way. Alrighty, Odette.
Kill, steal. Kill, steal.
So I
Critical.
reloaded last round, so I can aim and shoot this round.
Yes.
And then next round is just kind of a no round for me. But here we go. Aim and shoot.
Secure the kill. Secure the kill.
Run in and bite his ankles.
I don't know where my luck went. Oh,
Yes!
finally.
Oh, 7.
Oh.
Okay. You can't dodge missile fire, so he cannot attempt to dodge it.
All right.
So you will hit him in the body. The question is, will your little halfling bow penetrate that plate mail?
Maybe
Ooh, that's
not.
a pretty solid hit.
It depends on how high his toughness is.
Barely. It did something. You're still not getting a crit out of it. But Matilda.
Ooh.
That will be a hit. He will attempt to dodge that.
Go ahead, you.
Has to pick his leg up at the
Jackal.
last minute.
He only rolls well during these.
And he fails, so you will hit with that one.
Ew.
Oh, God. Ew.
for,
Reroll that. Reroll
yeah.
that.
You sure?
I mean, it's damage. You're guaranteed a hit. This is what we've been waiting for.
You can, I mean,
Okay.
you can re-roll the damage if you want. You're guaranteed to do better, but
Oh!
let me rephrase that. You're guaranteed to do no worse.
Oh, wow. That was not worth it.
I'm so sorry.
I got to
owe
hang on to
you-
that last one.
I owe you dinner. I owe you.
In case I
I'm
get-
so sorry.
In case I can't merch
Hey,
later,
what are
I
the
gotta hold
odds,
on to
though,
that.
right? Okay, so
Oh,
you
and I
hit
have
him,
one
but
more.
it
1 in
didn't
10.
get through the armor at all. You do still have another attack, which will miss. Okay. Matthew Bain.
It was such a near miss, too. This is-
So it's about now that everybody's starting to realize the true value of full armor. Okay, you successfully channel this time.
I mean, I still feel like it won't make a difference.
I mean, it'll make a difference whether or not it makes a difference, you know? It'll make a statistical difference. There are universes where it might have made a difference.
Well,
It's this one. It's
Okay.
this one.
Well, yeah.
Okay. I want to reroll the damage.
Okay.
Okay?
When did the quantum?
I'm
machine-
using one of my fortune points. So
Okay.
it's 1d10 plus 3 is a dart, right?
Yep.
Come on!
Ah!
Okay, you did 6.
One more. What is happening?
Which still
We're
does nothing,
playing
I'm afraid.
smart.
Yeah, I know
it does nothing, Gar, move on.
Smells are like the buzzing of flies to him.
Oh.
All right, cat around.
You son
Do you
of a bitch.
cast spells or do you cast smells?
Never tell me the
I'm
odds.
going to attack.
I don't see you dealing any damage either, okay? At least I hit.
I'm
Right, John?
distracting- I mean, I'm
At least you
distracting
made
him.
an improvement.
I mean, I hit him at the beginning, right? I hit him once at the beginning. Yeah.
I did better than Spook Brain.
yes.
Oh!
Yes.
All
Hey!
right, you hit him.
Going to do no
He
damage
will
at all.
attempt to dodge,
Oh, that's the difference, hopefully.
and he does. So
Okay,
he
so
dodges
potential
yours,
two
but that
birdie
means
hits.
he has no dodges to use.
Right, Llama? I was thinking the same thing. There's no way that he's not going to be done with the ritual.
The ritual better
You
last
hear
like
this?
5 hours.
Yay! Let's summon a second demon. Screw it. Let's go for a whole plethora.
We can do this all night.
Just hear them in there, go fish. They're like waiting for us to get in there. Go, really?
The door opens. You know, a small army of demons says, "When you're done, we'd like to go." All right.
This guy's
okay.
doing a great job. at
It's
holding
his
us
turn.
off.
Hey, his one job is to hold you guys up in the corridor. He's doing it. All right, left
my mind
fist
to just
at
go ahead.
Catarel. It will hit.
Oof. I will try my best.
Harry.
It will not be very good.
Alrighty. He will hit you
Yikes.
in the
Laughable.
not anything apparently. In the not in the 0.
Awesome. You rolled a D00.
Okay, it'll be a punch in the face.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch! Those good looks are going on. Got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty.
I got nothing. I remember what I am.
Oh,
Okay.
hang on. That didn't.
5
work.
successes.
5 successes.
No, that
I mean, that was 7
It
damage,
did an
right?
equals instead of a minus. So
Oh.
D10
You take the
minus
7
3
damage.
should have been a 1 plus 5. So it's 6.
Okay, 6.
Nothing. You
Okay.
can probably take
We'll
6 to
check
the
my
head.
armor. I can take 3 of those, so I took 3 to the head.
Okay, you don't
That's
have,
a good head.
you only have a toughness bonus of.
My toughness is 25.
Oh, so you only have a toughness bonus of 2 plus the 1 armor point. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
well,
pretty-
that was lucky
I'm
then. He
pretty
only
small.
only gave you a little tap for 3. And then the other attack to Bertilda, which will also hit. Harry.
God damn it.
Nope. Okay. He will hit you in the leg.
Jugular. You ever get punched in the jugular?
4. 8. Nothing.
Mm-mm. Nothing.
Doesn't get through the armor. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Aldette.
Can I look at this door? Does it have a lock on the inside?
What, this one?
The one we're standing at? Yeah.
I mean, it has a keyhole,
Oh.
which means it looks like it does have a lock. But you're on this side, so whether or not it has a
No!
vault on the other side, you'd have to kind of open the door and look behind it.
I'm gonna go do that.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okie dokie. It does not. It has just a keyhole. There's no deadbolt.
Okay.
Alrighty. Matilda.
Mercy tries to sharpen his claws on the desk and then he knocks my water
But
my
he
water
eyes.
bottle. I can't see through you.
He said, "That's the idea. You're supposed to see me and only me." Nope.
Have you
And
tried
nope.
getting a little laptop of your own? Goki gonna say.
We'll get all of our cats to play D&D. Cats play D&D. All right, you channel. Come on, buddy.
Well, I'm not gonna re-roll whatever if this hits the damage because I think I'm gonna need one of my fortune points for the final boss.
Same.
Right?
I mean, that's kind of like the problem
This isn't the boss.
this isn't the final boss.
This is the
There's
This is the
Leafage.
first mob in the car. The first mob down the corridor.
Hey!
Ooh!
Why is that
I do
39?
expect
I
that fury damage to be a colossal lie, though.
have no idea why it's
3 10s? What? Why
I
did it
don't-
roll 3 dice?
Oh wait, is it like supposed to be cascading? If you roll
Oh, it
another
is.
10 on
It
Ulrich,
is.
then
Yeah,
roll
yeah,
the 10 and then another 10?
Yeah, because it cascades.
Is that how it is, Gore?
That's a legitimate
It's
roll.
real?
That is real.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
What
obviously.
the hell, Matthew Bain? You're a real wizard. You're an actual magician this whole time.
Why couldn't you have done that
So,
like 8
if
turns
you guys
ago?
can see that, so when you roll Ulrich's Fury, you get an additional D10. If you roll a 10, you get to roll again. If you roll a 10, you get to roll again. If you roll a... He actually just rolled 3 10s and a 9.
Plus
You
13.
ever get magic darted in the jugular?
That's
In the right place!
52 points of damage out of an apprentice spell. That's
Why couldn't you have saved that for the
insane.
boss?
That's insane. Dude, somebody, you need to clip this right there. I mean, that
Oh
is
my
nuts.
god.
The macro was
God.
wrong again.
He's like,
Dude, Sigmar was like, oh wait, Ulrich shit? Yeah, come on.
they're all dead. He just nukes the chamber. Like, everybody dies.
God.
Oh my god.
The rest of us are standing there going, we
When I
use
first
all
saw
our
the
fortune
39,
points,
I thought
Matthew
the
Bain.
macro's broke. But no, it's not broke. Oh my god. Well, where did you hit him?
52 damage in the leg.
All I can tell you is, despite what you'd like it to be, it's a 10 crit. It doesn't go above a 10 crit, so... however,
to the leg.
I
Now we
will
gotta wait
say
for him to bleed
I'm
to
not going
death.
to ask you to roll to see how bad the crit is.
Oh.
We'll just assume it's a 10 on a 10 crit, which means, yeah, it hits him basically, it hits his leg, it explodes, the leg comes flying off, it's like blown off, it's like stepping on a landmine for this guy. He's like, flies
just
up in
land
the
there?
air, comes crashing down in a mangled heap. I mean, he's almost unrecognizable at this point. He's a
I'm
he's
standing
a
there with my
twisted,
sword
crashed in, warped carcass of metal tin with blood oozing out of it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna stop and kind of lower my sword and shield, turn around and look over my shoulder at Matthew Bay.
Everybody just mouth silences.
Yeah, no, I'm standing there in my final casting position, like,
You're gonna hear from around the corner because I'm back here after getting punched in the face. Oh, Dick, what did you do?
Couldn't have possibly been catarrhal in Oh my god. That was an epic destruction.
What?
I rolled exactly what I needed to for the first test, which has been 6. Which means I still rolled shittily that part.
Oh man.
I'll still count it if that's okay with you.
That's
Insanity
insane.
looks
That's
good on
fucking
you,
insane. And
Now let's go in the other chamber and die.
so he will also have been done. Okay.
God.
All right. Yeah. Super fun. Happy slide. Well.
What are the stats on his big S axe?
So it's basically a two-handed weapon. If you don't have the appropriate weapon skill, you get minuses to use it because it is one that is not a standard weapon. It does require weapon. You need the two-handed weapon skill to use it. But a two-handed axe has some additional properties like impact. So what that does is, let me find the thingy here, because I think it also has, where is it? Melee weapons. Great weapon, impact and slow. Yeah, okay. So what it means is, when you use the, when you use a weapon, a two-handed weapon like that, it's got impact as a special ability, and it also has slow as a special ability. Impact means you roll 2d10 when you roll for damage and pick the highest one.
In other words, we don't want to get hit.
Slow means anybody trying to parry it gets plus 10 to do so. So basically, it's bigger and more cumbersome, so it's easier to parry the blow, but when the blow hits, it's probably going to hit harder.
So yeah, we don't want to get hit by that, essentially.
No, not really.
Get your butter ready.
But yeah, you have to have the two-handed weapon skill group, otherwise you're at like minus 20 to use it.
Okay, guys, what are we doing now?
Okay, yeah, he is destroyed and dead, and there is a door in front of you.
What does this poultice do again?
It will heal 4 wounds.
4 wounds?
Yep.
What am I at? I can still take 1 more wound.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity.
Is the armor scrap or salvageable?
Yeah.
Oh, the armor is just about destroyed.
I'm gonna drink that.
Okay, so you're gonna take your poultice, which heals 4 wounds back. Alrighty.
Retrieving arrows and reloading.
Okay, and Cadorel, you still have yours, right? Your
Yeah,
poultice.
I drank my potion just now.
Oh, you're drinking it now. Okay.
Yeah, because I was
Alrighty.
down a little bit.
Yeah, so you can continue to hear the chanting from inside the room. Although, before you could definitely hear Leibniz's voice, but there were other voices. But there seems to be less voices than there were initially.
Oh, maybe he sacrificed all of them. Oh, shit. Okay.
Bertilda, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Well, let's go kill Herr Leibniz.
Well, we're probably not
Whatever
finishing
he
this
is now.
episode tonight, as it happens. After that
That's
fun,
because that took forever.
that one fight took for so long. Okay, yeah. So, what do you guys want to do now?
I'm picking up the crossbow, reloading it with one of the bolts.
What do we
That's
want
like
to
an
do,
opening
or what are we
salvo.
doing? Because I want to leave town. Like, I'm out. Old Dad's been done with this human city for ages.
So yeah, we're gonna brace ourselves and go through that second door, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the second door is locked.
Oh, of course it is.
Does he
Okay,
have a
we'll look
key?
on his body and see if there's a key.
We'll look in the pile of offal.
Okay, normally I would just tell you, but I want a perception check to see if anybody can find a key in amongst this mangled piece of crap.
I hate that.
Oh, we all hate that.
All right,
Cadorel
yes,
got it.
Cadorel, you do find, like, underneath a piece of bent breastplate, there is, like, a little key piece that you can kind of, like, bend and pull the breastplate over just enough to pull out the key.
Sorry, Cad.
Can I
Nice.
see how intact his chainmail is?
Underneath,
While
I
I'm
mean,
doing this,
it's-
I mean, if I'm already in there.
the biggest problem would be how cutting it out, like getting the plate mail off of his corpse
It's
in a
like
timely
fused at
fashion
this
to
point,
get
yeah.
to the chainmail underneath.
Okay. So,
All right.
did Bertilda take the axe or no?
No, I'm not taking the axe. I can, for one, it would give me major minuses. Plus, I wouldn't get to have a shield. So, like,
That's a definite
Yeah.
problem.
I was wondering. Okay, we'll sell that later if we survive.
Old Dad's gonna take it and wield it.
Dude,
With
that's
my
all I
strength
wanted
of
to see
one.
this whole time.
Odette's going to drag it along the floor, making a loud grinding sound as it annoyingly grates down the corridor.
Just
Look,
gonna
that's my
pyramid
job.
hit it.
I'm
That'd
the
be
annoying
scary.
one, okay?
Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna
act like
switch
it
to
wouldn't
my
be
bow.
scary. You see a
Okay.
halfling carrying a big axe behind him like
I'm gonna
that.
switch to my
It
bow.
would make
have
you
it
wonder,
loaded up.
wouldn't it?
Switch my bow, have it loaded up, be ready for the next room.
Okay. Who's opening the door?
Well, we got to unlock it first, and
Yep.
then I guess we're just gonna kick it open.
Does it open forward or like backward?
In theory, it should open inwards, the same way as the other door. Unless it opens
Can I check the hinges? See which
Yeah, it
way
looks
goes?
like it opens inwards.
Okay. So yeah, I'll unlock the door and be ready to kick it down and be like, Bertilda, do you want to lead the charge?
Well, I mean,
To me,
I
this
might
is
be
your
able to
birthright.
at least
Come on, plate girl.
strike a pose before I get murdered. So,
Yeah, to me, this is your birthright. Let's reclaim the church and put you on top of it.
or all over it.
I'm gonna kick the door down, well, open and let her pass me.
Okay. So you guys are going to open up
I'm
the
so
door.
scared.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that
It's a
for you.
lot of uncovered space. Like
Yeah.
covered space. I'm really nervous.
I
We'll
was
be
zoomed in,
fine.
and I thought that was the whole map for the whole
Move
time.
it to the front.
This is
Oh my-
a really big
I
map with
forgot.
nothing revealed.
What are we doing? Why are we here?
We're saving Middenheim, guys.
It's
don't
Beastman,
care
right?
Oh, you guys look like you're
Middenheim.
busy. We'll come
We're,
back.
we're
later.
looking for Skaven, aren't we?
Yeah, let's go back to
We're a
looking
couple
for
of rat
space.
catchers. Poor guy. Oh,
Yeah. Two of them are dead.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah. You swing open the door. In a large chamber, you can see 5 Teutonic knights. Basically, 5 of what you just fought
Mhm.
in a circle. The good news is 2 of them lay dead in a pool of their own blood.
That's
Standing, like moving around the circle, chanting, is Herr Klaus Leibniz. However, he has a bloodied red skull painted on his face now, as do all of the others.
hey, hold up. There's like a stage in the back with like
He's been working
Cord's
on this a
visage. What is
long
this
time.
doing in the Temple of Ulrich?
Okay, so that looks like that huge. It looks just like the brass skull. That's actually been kind of chalk drawn and etched
Oh, okay.
out on the top of the
Oh, okay.
dais.
I was
Okay.
like, he has been corrupt for a very long time.
Yeah.
If he built this,
Okay,
Yeah.
you open the door. Just as he was moving into position behind the third of the knights with a long, curved dagger, and then he
Well, let us
stops
stop you.
and says, "What is this? Intruders? Don't worry. We will finish the ritual later. Kill them first." "Of course. If any of you feel like living, bring them and put them in your place, and I will take their blood instead of yours." And
I
with that, the 3 knights all kind of turn, hold up their axes, and in unison go, "Blood for the blood god!" Ah!
they're in heavy armor. They can't outrun us.
And we are gonna leave it
They
right
can't-
there for tonight.
So guys, hear me out. I need you to come look at what's in the hallway.
You know, I mean, you handled 1.
yeah.
Only
Yeah.
3 more.
If we can get them to drop their
If we
axes.
can get them
I'm no,
buttered.
here. This is what we do, guys. We just push him into the hallway and lock the door.
Maybe they all
We
have
have-
We're
keys.
sorry. Wrong room.
My Uber's here.
Alrighty. Alright, yeah, that's a good place for us to stop tonight.
You look like you
We're
need some
certainly not
help.
going to start that battle at this late hour. We're only 10 minutes away from our normal
I
finishing
mean-
time.
Avon calling.
I would not be object to the witch hunters showing up right about now.
I'm okay if they want to come and take credit for this.
I mean, that last battle took long enough, right?
So there we go. And we, as always, appreciate everybody that subbed, resubbed, everybody that hit the follow button, and most of all, everybody that spent your evening hanging out with us. We had a blast. Hope you did too. We will see you guys again real soon. Bye, y'all. Bye.